Shakti and all these other made up names have done this, that and the other to stir up a group of racists to start wanting to burn down hotels and all them things there. You know? Yeah, man. So also, yeah, like I said earlier on the stream, you know, they wanted to protect the freight crocs and all them things there to make sure that these men don't run up in there and teeth out all the crocs and that as well, because they're like angry at some imaginary foreigner that's carried out some heinous atrocity. That even shows, yeah, the days that we're living in anyway, that the days that we're living in, yeah, big up yourself, Moon, old tight, who else coming late? Two-tier kid, yeah. That's why they, God damn, I lost my train of thought there. Mate. Fucking hell. I took a one look to the left, yeah, it was gone. Mad. So, yeah, that's what I was saying. Back in the game. So, it's telling at the times that we're living in at the moment where the police are having to release information about suspects in fear of things like race riots starting up. The racist ass motherfuckers going out on street and taking things into their own hands and dishing out punishment that they feel fit. So it's mad still. Yeah, telling at the time we're in. And also, yeah, I'm making a bold statement, yeah, that if the perpetrator did happen to be, even if he is English born, someone of a different ethnicity, yeah, God knows what the police would have been able to release that would have not turned into a snowball effect of far-right influencers shit stirring to make there be another fucking race riot in Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because, imagine if that was, alright, so say the guy was like a fucking Somali guy or something like that, yeah? If the Don was a Somali guy that done the drive thing in Liverpool, yeah, obviously he's a pussy, I don't care what race or ethnicity it is. He's like, he fucked up running over people and he went even mad. Like, he didn't even stop. You know, like, boom, if you was tailing the ambulance, yeah, and the ambulance is pulled over, like, you would have jumped out and said to the ambulance or to the feds there, like, yo, I was tailing the ambulance trying to get through this crowd. Can you make a space for me to get back out of the crowd? Because obviously I can't move the car backwards or forwards. Fucking ram through crowds of people trying to make your way out. And you're blocked in now. Like, once you're in, you're fucked. Like, saying you're just gonna run people over in that. It's mad. It don't even make sense. Cause like, so if that guy was happened to be born of a different ethnicity and it carried out the same actions, Bamba Clark has, yeah, you would have had all the civil war. It's gonna be a civil war. It's gonna be a civil war. Oh, and all that fucking bollocks would have been coming out. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me slap a video on really fast. Really quick. Let it play.
I'm not worried about the rules of journalism and contempt of court, because I know that you understand them, and we are all grown-ups on this programme. So there is a suspect in the horrors that unfolded on the streets of Liverpool yesterday, and an arrest has been made. Charges have not been brought. We will not be discussing anything with regard to what happened, especially, except insofar as how the police chose to describe the suspect. And it is new. This is something that I don't have enough confidence in my... What's the word I want? I said news antennae in the little talk up at the end of Nick's show. It should be a better word than that. I don't have enough confidence in my convictions, almost. I don't have enough courage in my convictions to be 100% certain that my inklings last night when this story first broke were correct. But they were. I've checked with people who are much older, well, not older necessarily, but much more experienced and much more reliable in these matters than I am. They have chosen to describe the suspect in this case as a white British man, a 53-year-old white British man. So far it could be me. A 53-year-old white British man from the Liverpool area. And what I had to check with more experienced colleagues was that this is a new development. This is not something that would ordinarily have happened. And I think it's pretty clear why it has happened. Because of fears of far-right provocateurs either taking to social media to spread lies and misinformation about the identity, the ethnicity, the religion, the immigration history of the suspect, or, and this is where I get really worried, or had the suspect ticked some of the boxes beloved of far-right racist provocateurs, then I can't help worrying now that the message from the police would be, we now expect violence, but we don't expect...
Yo, yeah, I don't know what message the police would have gave in them scenarios there. But what message could they give you? This is how mad it is. Like, yo, two people can commit the same crime exactly like for like, and it won't be the same response. Like, it's mad still. Think about this, yeah? If that dude was a different ethnicity but born in the UK, it would have been extra peak for the roadsides. But if that dude was not born in the UK, recently granted asylum, or an actual asylum seeker at the moment or whatever, god damn. Yeah, the whole city would have been burned up. The North might not even be there right now. You hear me? You hear me? Yeah, but this is the argument, right? That if the dude was... They had to put out that the dude was an English person or whatever, because the speculation that was spinning on places like X, yeah? Even Dave Smith done a post about a man ran through a man in a car, drives through crowd in Liverpool. Yeah, man done the original post, innit? But when the information come out about the dude, yeah, we ain't seen no more posts from Dave. Yeah? We ain't seen no more posts from Bumberclad Dave, yeah? Imagine Dave had the bloody cheek to dare to jump on here and ask about or make claims about anyone being biased to any sort of ethnicity. Are you okay? No, bro, you can't make those claims. You gotta take 20 seats towards the back or get on a different train, cuz. No, you, bro. Making them sort of claims there. Like, literally, if I was on a laptop at that time there, I would have brought up your community page, scrolled through it. I would have scrolled through your community page, yeah? The only time you see anyone of any ethnicity that's not British on your community page is if they're committing crime. Huh? Literally, the only way we would have seen anything, an update on that report from Dave's channel, yeah, would have been if the dude ended up being what he classes as a non-English person. I remember, yeah, these same lunatics were talking about that Jordan guy that got caught with a knife on his way to the Southport Vigil. Yeah, I'm putting the quotation marks up for the vigil. And these men were saying, a Muslim tried to run into the mosque with a knife. Yo, the dude's got a suntan. The dude's got a suntan and was nowhere near the mosque, innit? So, yeah, man. And it's wild here nowadays that basically the far-right agitators are waiting for incidents to happen that can help push the narrative of this race riot stoking up, this air quote civil war, this holy war, or whichever different terms and terminologies that other people were trying to label it as the action that they want and get cracking. Yeah? Like I said, from, I don't know, about 8-10 years ago, Tariq Nasheed used to do shows on this racial holy war. Yeah? Raspect and Jeds was doing shows back then. Man was talking about the racial holy war, the way that the things are going on in America. In the future, in the near future, you will see similar patterns to things happening in the UK. And right now we're in that near future time where this racial holy war narrative is picking up big steam. The snowball's building. You get me? The snowball's building, cuz. Yeah, they want it, fam. Yeah, man. So, let me play some more, man.
That's it. When we tell you that the suspect is a 53-year-old white British man. And I know there is a world of difference between expect and invite, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm struggling to see where the line between the two is this morning. I'm really struggling not to see this development as a tacit admission that when the suspect in a case like this is brown or Muslim or not from these shores originally by birth, then it would somehow be, what word do I want now? Acceptable? Probably not. Unless you're one of the people minded to get involved in that kind of violence. What message do you take away from this decision to pander to your prejudices? And remember that in the case of the Southport killings, the prejudices were false. The people spreading lies and misinformation for clicks and influence were in possession of precisely zero facts. The usual suspects jumping on the usual bandwagons to whip up hatred of asylum seekers. Now they're trying to defend a woman who pleaded guilty to incitement to racial hatred after calling for a pogrom to start.
That's facts. All-Bumper Club BNP leader Nigel Farage was talking about Lucy Colony should not be in jail. She did nothing wrong. Yeah? Okay. My phone's ringing. Hold on.
Hello? It's a bit... I can't hear fuck all. What's going on here? Can you hear me, Velly, lad? Have I got some fucking dodgy tab open here or what? Are you talking, Velly? Your stream's paused and I can't hear you, lad. I don't know. Sometimes if I've got, like, YouTube app open or some stream studio, just let me check. Because it fucking knocks my microphone off. It's like it's putting it somewhere else. Hello? Oh, yeah, you can hear me. Alright, nice one. Well, I'm not one for holding down a panel by myself, so I best just wait till Mr. Velly comes back. I wanted to talk to him about Rupert fucking Lowe, you know. Have you seen that fucking rodent since he's left fucking Reform or since he's had his nose pushed out a joint? Some fucking things he's been quoted as saying. Now, about 8 months ago, I watched an interview he did with Telegraph. And he was like, basically...
In hotels full of...
Oh, you're there. Are you there, Velly? You having a few technical issues, lad? He's having a few technical issues. Yeah, he did an interview with Telegraph about 8 months ago. It was before the local elections anyway. It was about 6 to 8 months ago. And he's saying how the Tories, they had an 80-something seat majority and they did... Hello, Velly?
Yo, bro. What's
I can
happening?
hear you now, I can hear you now. I just
I
wanted to
can
have
hear
a
you
quick
now,
talk
mate.
to you about Rupert Lowe's latest words since he's been thrown down fucking river, left
Oh
out of
yeah.
survival. Yeah. So, did you ever watch that interview we did with Telegraph about 8 months back? It was before local elections. Well, you should have watched it. He's with a Telegraph journalist, and he's basically trying to get reform in there, saying what you might have heard me go on about him, how he's slagging fucking welfare state off and all this lot and all his bright ideas and that, right? So he was kicked out end of March. And in this interview we did from about 8 months back, he's saying how the Tories don't deserve another go at it. The blew an 80-seat majority, they did fuck all with it, and then he's going on to about Labour. So basically, he's sticking. This is what a self-serving cunt he is. So, in last day, is standing as an independent MP at the moment, but he's trying to get in with Tories. So this is his recent quote. Well, I'm not going to quote it exactly, but basically, the best thing for the country at the minute would be a reformed conservative fucking party. So 8 months ago, he's doing it. This is what a bunch of fucking self-serving cunts there are at that fucking level. No, now he thinks a reform. Honestly, Vele, they're all fucking rodents. They're all fucking rat rodents. From every one of them. Every one of them. Where's the consistency in that?
There's very few politicians that are worth their word. And like, your word is gonna be one of the fucking freest things that you can keep or stick to. And these men are just constant liars, man. Just chat shit, man. So
yeah, they do chat shit. They absolutely chat shit. Every one of them. Anyway.
Well, Emily Maitlis smashed the shit out of fucking Rupert Lowe when she gave him an interview on News Agents. If you check out the News Agents YouTube channel, you'll see it there. Emily Lowe and Rupert Lowe. I'd say Emily Maitlis and Rupert Lowe. Yeah, man, he's like speaking about these, as he labelled them, the Pakistani rape gangs. And then when Emily Maitlis read him out some police stats, he refused to accept them. So, and that's, you know what's funny about that, yeah, Marcus? Like, about reading out police stats and refusing to accept them, yeah? Is that with this driver, any news that's come from the police, yeah, these far right cucks in the chat have relayed what the police have said. But when we're speaking to them about one of their superheroes, one of their fucking sky daddies, Tom Robinson or whatever, and we relay what the police report says to them, they refuse to accept it. So, show that these men are just fucking biased shit cunts anyway and chat shit.
I'd agree with that, yeah. I ain't got long. I just wanted to touch on something else, slightly related to politics, not slightly shit stirring, trolling, taking a piss, but it is sort of connected. So last night, I'm not causing drama for you. You'll just let me finish. Last night, Easy did a live stream and he went live. It was late. I think it was really early morning. And Den was on. But at the start of that live stream, he does a 13-minute fucking monologue about how he's convinced he's worked it out. Something about a left live stream, and basically I'll cut to the chase. Easy, I would thoroughly like to know who you think is the fucking grass who's dobbing all these righties in and snitching, because you didn't quite have the bollocks to go through with it. I think I already know what you're saying, and you said just enough. And apparently on Saturday he's going to go live with another person to out all the information that, and I quote, has fallen in his lap about this person. Anyway, I look forward to that, Easy. Right, sorry anyway, Vela. Is it raining near you? Your mic's cutting out. Is it raining? You're like a robot, lad. Honestly, it's really bad.
Yeah. Yo. Can you hear me?
I can now. Did you go through a tunnel?
No, I was on the same road.
Oh, go on then.
Fucking
It's
in between cell sites or whatever.
It's Go on, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what that information's got to do with me. What do I need to make sure that
Oh, you don't really? No,
listening
no,
in
no,
and all
no,
that?
no. That I'll be honest with you, that was a personal shot, trying to wind him up a little bit more. I can't get anywhere near him at the minute, so I just thought, him being him, how he works, it'll either get into his lap somehow, or he'll might not just be outright fucking listening. Anyway, sorry, I probably shouldn't have done it. But is it raining where
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
or not?
Nah, it's sunny.
Well, what
It's
sort of
sunny,
fucking?
but there's a black cloud in the air, but it's still sunny at the moment.
Oh, it sounds like rain on a fucking windscreen. I'm gonna say it's always nice when the
Nah,
north has
it's
better
just
weather than the
you know what
south.
it is, yeah. Like I said, you guys are resting against the flipping the speedometer and all that. So you'll hear the noise from the van.
Ah,
Do you know what I'm saying? Like driving along, like
yeah.
fucking the force hitting the flipping windscreen.
What's plan?
And blah blah, the engine revving and blah 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 blah.
What's plan of action for tonight?
Yeah, man, I got another video to load up. I'm about to load it up right now.
Right, I won't outstay
Yeah.
me welcome. I'll leave you be then. I won't interrupt what you've got going on. But yeah, basically, Rupert Lowe, fucking rat, as they all are. Ciao, 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 ciao.
Big up, big up, big up. Yeah, man. So let's run this next video, innit? Yeah, we got most of the way through the JOB video. Yeah, something that most of the far right ain't got, the JOB, yeah? Oh, shit. Imagine, yeah, I done a post. Yeah, I done a post about Tom Robinson. And someone replied and said, ain't you, you look like you're busy. You want a job? You need a job or something like that. Yeah? Obviously, you don't know me, innit? Yeah, but I'm like, yo, send on the work then. Where's the jobs at? Where's the fucking jobs at? Fucking muppet. Fuck out of here, man. You ain't got no jobs, man. Idiots. But, alright. Yeah, man. News agents.
25 is one wrong move, is one moment away from racial riots.
Some members of the far right, the same people who inspired the Southport riots, they were frothing at the mouth. They were waiting for this information to come out.
This is a sovereign country, and
Let me pause it there. That's facts. Some of these far right, the lunatics and even the cucks, yeah? And you know these cocky ass little bitches, yeah? They're just gonna chat shit from the comment section and never actually come outside their house, innit? Inside other people to do this, that and the other. But they're just gonna stay inside their little bitch ass house in their dressing gown and slippers. Talking about, yeah, there needs to be a civil war and a riot. Yeah, me. Yeah? So, that's facts. These far right lunatics were salivating. Yeah? Salivating. Big dribble was coming out of man them's mouth talking about, we need the information. Yeah? I bet you if you go on X timeline and you look before, even after the details are released, yeah, you'll notice that some of these far right lunatic accounts were probably posting, I bet he's a Muslim, or I bet he's a so and so, I bet it's a foreigner. You hear me? Like, the man them didn't do no post about Rob. We hope everyone's okay and no one dies and all that blah 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 blah. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, none of that. Yeah, one sec, yeah, let me mute the mic. Yeah, so fucking hell, there's two homeless people at this thing, Rob, man. Lord have mercy, I'll just give the 1 mile Lunch that I had, bruv. Huh? So, yeah, sorry, gangster. Can only hold one at a time, brother. Sorry, man. But, like, yeah, like I was saying, yeah, the far-right lunatics were salivating at the mouth, hoping that they could pin it on some sort of, like, it's not even, the man didn't even feel like, yo, let's check if anyone's injured. Hopefully the people are okay and hopefully no one dies and blah, 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 blah. None of that, yeah? The man was just hoping it's someone foreign so they can stoke up the flames, get the barbecue started. You know what I mean? Put enough shrimp on the barbie. So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, yeah? Also, like, while Marcus was speaking about Easy, yo, Easy, I added you on a video that DJ H Soul released of Tommy Robinson giving the actual liable claim that is the liable claim, that, or the liable claims that he made in the original Facebook post. Yeah, hey DJ, I don't know where you get that one from there, yeah? Hey DJ, you don't know where you get that one from there, yeah? Man, you know what it is, yeah? Because remember, some of these men can't read as well, yeah? So telling these men to download court documents and see what the so-and-so says. Yeah? They're like, is it worth it? I'm not too sure. You know what I mean? But if these men are able to listen, yeah, because I'm sure that they can listen. The man they might not be able to read. Yeah, the man they might, you know what I'm saying, like get a couple words back to front and blah, 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 blah. But I'm sure the man them can listen to the exact words used, yeah, and see. If this lie was told about your child, would you be in support of this man? Of course you wouldn't. That's why it's the wildest shit ever. People that are fucking grandparents, parents, and of the age to be fucking uncles, aunties, and responsible adults are happy to propagate lies about someone else's child, which was actually a child at the time, like getting involved in some schoolyard back and forths, like differently. If the claims made were true and they was proven in court, none of these men would have an issue telling man about download the court papers. Yeah, download the transcripts and read them. It says it there. Yeah, the men would have had screenshots. Sorry, the man would have had screenshots of the Bambacla court papers where the judge or the prosecutor or the defense lawyer would have been badding up any of Jamal's witnesses and making them look stupid. But obviously that's what happened the opposite way around. Would have used all that as things to show you why you are a lunatic, because you refuse to accept the facts. But now the mirror's being held up the opposite way. It's like these men don't want to accept it. The camera there. You know the lines on the road, yeah, from a former speed camera makes people slow down still. You know that. I've seen people speeding, dude, from harsh braking on their speed camera lines. Yeah, man. So it's wild. It's wild. Why I keep using that as an example? Yeah, because I've used that as an example multiple times. In me personally, that's the one that hits home the most. Your child in same scenario with lies being propagated against them that have been proven to be false in court. No one, and I mean absolutely no one in the chat, yeah, like literally no one in the fucking chat would accept that. Yeah, you wouldn't accept that. You wouldn't accept that as valid evidence against your, you know what I'm saying? No way, no one would accept that. Yeah, Tommy Robinson wouldn't accept those lies about his child himself. Yeah, the same ones that he's propagating against other people. Maybe at the first time, yeah, in the time of that Facebook video, the one that DJ H Soul's got a copy of, maybe at that time, yeah, Tommy Robinson might not have had enough information to know whether the claims were true or false. And we could give him the benefit of the doubt, because obviously, you know, we're really only trying to work with facts. These men are sycophants and only want fucking things that make them feel good, like a fucking junkie. Yeah, these men are like junkies, cuz. You only want shit that make you feel good. It don't matter if your arm or your leg's gonna drop off. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of these guys are ex-heroin addicts and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. So if we want to be like, if we want to be charitable, is the word I was looking for. If we want to be charitable, we can say that with just listening to that video there, at that time, the information which shows, or which Tommy was receiving, he could have believed that to be true or not. But by the time it comes round to the court case, and these men have concocted stories to go mad and blah, 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 but man knows that it was chatting shit. Like, they know. That's why it's disgusting that these people that are fucking parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, this, that, and the other, and are willing to accept rumours. This is schoolyard rumours, you know. Yeah, school ground rumours as refugee kid. Yeah, wild. That video is from 2018. Mad. Mad. Oh, we got a few customers here.
I haven't. Triller, I'm literally going to be 30 seconds, mate. There was something very important. I knew I'd jumped on to say something else. I was very shocked, extremely shocked and saddened at the very healthy state Tommy Robinson. For the last 6 months, I thought we were getting it drilled in us that it was skin and bones, rocking in a dark hole corner, locked behind a wall, traumatised. I expected a pale. I mean, apart from his castaway, scruffy-looking beard, I thought he'd looked the best he'd looked in fucking years. So, tins of tuna for everyone. That's your answer. Fuck
Talk
me.
about Tommy, yeah. That's because he's off the crack, bro.
Grifting cunt. He's done a stint. He's got a load of fucking bullshit fed out on the outside world about tell them all I'm get some more donos in. What a cunt. Sorry. See you later.
Probably honestly, the first time in his life, isn't it?
What did you think he looked like, Triller?
I ain't really seen, but I'm just saying, like, it's probably the first time in his life since he was 12 that he ain't taking crack or something.
Well, he didn't look like he were on his way out to me. That's all I'll say. Bye.
Yo, Triller, walk on.
Well, go on, man. Wait, what's the mic like? Is it? I gotta adjust the sound, innit? But like, what's it like?
Yeah, no, it's decent. Yeah, it's not too loud. It's not too low.
Cool. Yeah. But yeah, man, fucking bro. I was watching, obviously, innit, like from Sunday, innit, like I've been following this shit because obviously a lot of people, bro, like some of the people that were just doing their own interviews on the street. There's one guy. He's from Manchester. If I fucking find it, I can't find it at the moment. Yeah, I watched it, and there was this. He was just chatting to some Liverpool guys, isn't it? Yeah, he's a big guy. I can't remember his name for the life of me. Yeah. But he goes around chatting to everybody, like just.
Yeah. What's his name?
He chatted
I know who you're talking about still.
He chatted to Veach one day, but he's a big guy.
Billy Moore.
Is that his name? Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Let me have a look. Yeah, because this
he
guy.
Does street interviews around the streets, and he walks around all the different streets.
He walks around different neighborhoods. Billy Moore, yeah.
He interviewed one brother that I know. He actually interviewed a couple brothers I know. But I have another brother I know called Mark Epstein. from
Yeah.
fucking Woolwich still.
Yeah. So like, he sounds like a sound guy, but like,
Face
yeah,
and all that.
fucking Billy Moore. Yeah, fucking. Let me see.
Billy Moore.
Double O.
So what?
R-E,
Billy
yeah?
Moore done a interview with Tommy Robinson, yeah?
No. Well, on the Liverpool thing, isn't it? Literally, on
Oh,
the day
oh.
it happened, did it? He went out there at night time while it was still like probably about 9, 10 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe earlier. But yeah, fucking, it was mad, bruv. Yeah, because fucking people. He was just asking them straight up questions. Yeah, like, what happened and da 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 da. People just talking about it. One guy was just convinced that even though they said it was a white guy, he was convinced it was Islam. He's a young guy, bro. Like, I need to show you, True say he's probably juiced and whatnot, yeah. But I was like, bruv, a lot of these are just people are just looking for a reason to just, you know what I mean, take their shit out on fucking anybody but their own people, bro. It's just mad. So,
Which is like that man was saying before you. The far right agitators are looking for disgruntled people that they can wind up to go out there and be the front line of, or to be the face of the stuff that they're propagating, right? Obviously, if them man get yam, then it's a bit hard to do the shit stirring from behind jail. You know what I'm saying? That, but
oh yeah, with Tommy, definitely. Like, what can he really do in it? Like, he's got his whole thing is to get out of jail. I mean, he's not a fucking hero. He ain't fucking got the balls to just keep on reoffending in prison. Do you know what I mean? Blatantly, and get a longer sentence. He ain't that fucking dumb.
Fuck that. No one wants to be in jail for long, cause like, god damn, I don't want to go to jail for one day, let alone 10 years or any sort of bullshit like that.
It
So
kind of depends on it depends on your cause, though, right? Like, if you are literally for the cause, whatever your cause is, yeah, you won't give a fuck if you're in jail. You're like, fuck it, you get me? Like, is what nobody wants to be there, but like, you're like, yo, it's part of the fucking, it's part of the thing, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? You fucking do the crime, you serve the time, bro. If you get caught. Simple shit, bro. You just own it. But Tommy, yeah, man, he crying like a little bitch about it, bro. Oh, you know what I mean? All his supporters crying like little bitches. He shouldn't be there. Fucking hell, bro. These are fucking idiots, man.
well, you know what? Arguing the point at this junction. It's like you got the recording now of Tom Robinson making the original liable claims. You've got the court case where he's found liable. Got the second video made after the judge has given the order, and then the jail sentence. Pleaded guilty to the jail sentence. You'll speak to one of the Tommy fans, and they'll still tell you that he's not guilty. He didn't plead guilty to breaking the law. He pled guilty to playing the video. Like, that's actually one of the thickest things in the world to say. Playing the video is the fucking contempt, you fucking spaz. Like, the claims made in the video about the kid in the school that are not true, that's the contempt. That's the reason why man's in jail, well, man was in jail, or man got that sentence. And a reason why the man had to purge the contempt. Even though man's took down the documentary to say, oh, I'm not going to repeat these lies again, or whatever, the man them is still saying it's not a lie. It's not true. It's like, for fuck's sake, cuz, like, at this point here, there isn't any more sort of evidence that you can give any of these people and not just say, bro, you're spazzing. Okay, you ain't downloaded the court papers, you ain't listening to the interview, you ain't downloaded the second court hearing or whatever. The only thing that you're going to tell me is, have you seen the silence documentary? Have you seen the silence documentary? When I say yes, I've seen it, yeah, I'm going to ask you a question, yeah, which I call the pivotal question, which is, have you downloaded the court case? And I'm guaranteeing that 99.9% of the answers are going to say no. No, I've not downloaded no court papers. You hear me? So, how can you be calling yourself an unbiased actor in this scenario that's playing out? when the only evidence you've seen is from the person that's accused of committing libel. Man, shut the fuck. That's stupid. Basically, yeah, it would be like one of the grooming people have been arrested for some sort of grooming thing, banged to rights, all the evidence is there, pled guilty, and man are arguing and saying, no, he's not a groomer. Yeah, but I'll tell you why, because he made a video saying that he's not. What the hell are you talking about? It don't even make sense.
Nah,
Like, if you would...
Yeah, they're fucking idiots, bro. Like, at the end of the day, but I found the video. I found like I watched this little bit, yeah, and I was just like fucking shocked at it. Like, bro, it just goes to show their intelligence, bro. You get me? And the thing is, yeah, there are two types, isn't it? You got your antagonists, yeah, the ones that are literally just trying to antagonize, isn't it, and just make the situation sound worse than it is, and blame a certain people, right? Like Tommy Robinson, and you know what I mean, other people that are, you know what I mean, your fucking regular nutcases, isn't it? Like Danny Roscoe, Jupiter, and all these other fucking idiots, isn't it? All these fucking, how many Dannys are in his group? Probably about fucking 5,000. I don't know, but yeah. When it come down to
load
it,
of Jack and Danny in it, mate. It's a fucking load of Jack and Danny, mate.
Yeah, you fucking... Wait, bro, you lot give fucking Daniel a bad name, you fuckers, alright? Fuck's sake, bro. You know what I mean? Anyway, when it come down to fucking all these other people, like, that are following, they're fucking clueless, dude. And they just seem to go along with what everyone else is basically going along with. Not everyone, but in their probably little groups, or, you know, the shit that they're being fed. Because a lot of them haven't really listened to anything else, in it. They're not getting anything else. And bro, I have to say, bro, yeah, I think most people, if they didn't know any better, right, and you know what I mean, they would just listen to fucking certain people like Tommy and other people and just go with it, just run with that kind of narrative, thinking that you know, that honestly, like, I really and truly think most people are like that in this country. They just don't have that fucking, you know what I mean, ability to think outside the box. You know what I mean?
You know what, yeah? I feel sorry for the people that don't know better. But I have no compassion for people that we've explained it to 10,000 times, that's seen the evidence, that's been on panel, that's been told to download court papers, that's we've read through court papers, we've played videos to, and so and so. I have no sympathy to your cause, because you're just a blatant liar now, and you chat shit because like, you've been shown the evidence 10,000 times, that shows what you believe is false, but you refuse to accept the evidence just because it goes against that. It don't mean that you know what's mad, it's dumb as well, about these fucking spazzy fans, is that, brother, none of that means that you can't or you won't, not you can't. You can't support Tommy Robinson. You can't be a Tommy fan. You can't believe any of the other stuff or whatever. If anything, it makes you more of an honest person if you accept the truth and refuse the falsehoods. Like, you can still be a fan. You can still be a sycophant. You could still be fucking Tommy's best fucking bum licker or whatever. Like, but you have to accept the facts, bro. Facts are facts are facts.
But you know what? If it destroys their argument, why should they? Do you know what I mean? Like, if it, and on top of that, when it comes to the people, obviously, so the antagonizers, the one promoting Tommy's message, they're literally gonna just carry on with the same bullshit. And even if you present the facts to them, they'll be like, you know, whatever, and then carry on talking about it next week or the next month or next year. Do you know what I mean? Like, it, you know, like they've totally fucking got a brain fog about all the shit that's been broken down. You know, it's the same shit, bro. You notice the same thing that Tommy does, right? They fucking regroup and they come back the next fucking year or two and they do the same shit again. It's just mad.
Yeah, man. All right, let me play the rest of this video before you run into your one, and then we can get busy with the video more.
My one ain't important. I just wanted to sort of just demonstrate, you know, what kind. I was surprised.
We'll run into it after though, still, because it's still on topic. and a
yeah,
part of
that's
what we're
great.
speaking about, innit? Yeah, but like this is the news agents, Lewis Goodall, John, I can't remember his surname, and another guy giving their take on the far right business, the reason why the police was quick to give out details of who they thought the perpetrator were and all that sort of stuff there. Yeah, so let's play a little bit more. We only got through the little intro, not even the start, brother.
Yeah.
I am the sovereign. I am the head of state. So, Donald, back off. It's not going to become the 51st state of the United States of America.
The 53-year-old white British man from the Liverpool area was arrested. We believe him to be the driver of the vehicle. Extensive inquiries are ongoing to establish the circumstances leading up to the collision, and it is vital that people do not speculate or spread misinformation on social media.
Pause. Why do you think the police officer, Trilla, is saying it is vital that we do not spread misinformation and lies on social media? Why do you think that they're saying that?
Because they don't want what happened fucking recently with the riots that happened before, when fucking people spread misinformation thinking that the person that killed those 3 girls or attacked the girls at that Taylor Swift dance thing was literally like he was a Christian, but they all presumed that he was a Muslim, and then they basically had an excuse to go and riot and fucking cause a hell of a lot of damage to our economy and our country. So yeah, they wanted to avoid doing that again.
And even now that it's been shown that at the time when this Southport thing what happened, yeah, the dude wasn't a Muslim, he's not a Islamist, he's not this, that and the other. He was born in the UK. His parents come from Rwanda, but he was born here, ex-choir boy, blah, 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 blah. These men are all going to tell you that, no, they're lying, he's a Muslim. Yeah? But they accept everything that the police and not the other stuff about Axel Ruda Cabana.
Yeah, they'll go as far as
It don't fit the narrative that man want to paint.
Yeah, they'll go as far as
man want to paint a narrative to make it look this way, that way, or the other way. Yeah. So if we can say anything that makes it look like it goes along with the narrative I'm trying to paint, that these men are extra pagans and super bad, then yeah,
they'll go as far as literally presuming that maybe he even converted or something, right? He was infiltrated, you know what I mean, in some way, shape, or form for them to commit those crimes by Islam. Do you know what I mean, or other Muslims or something like that? That's their presumption generally. You know, they'll go to any lengths to point the finger at Islam. That is their whole motive and agenda.
All right, God, let's play some more, bud.
We know that people will understandably be concerned by what has happened tonight. What I can tell you is that we believe this to be an isolated incident, and we are not currently looking for anyone else in relation to it. The incident is not being treated as terrorism.
That is Jenny, Assistant Chief Constable of Merseyside Police, last night, barely 4 hours after the incident where someone drove in.
Pause, yeah, that's another angle I ain't even heard the man then come up with the DJ still, man. But like, you might just give them an idea still. That's going to be the next one we're going to hear, right? Yeah, we'll hear that probably next week sometime. Well, I probably won't hear it next week, innit? Yeah, hear it. But you might hear it next week and all that anyway, you get me? Like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that guy was Antifa. He was a lefty. He was a lefty. Yeah, he was Keir Starmer's little brother or some fucking bollocks. You know what I'm saying? Mad. All right, go on.
To a crowd of Liverpool supporters. It's hard to exaggerate just how exceptional it is for that detail to be given so quickly about an incident a 53-year-old white British man. The police seem to have learned their lesson from what happened in Southport and the riots that ensued.
But what does it say about Britain in 2025 that the police feel compelled to release the ethnicity of a suspect in an incident like this? Are they simply running from the far right and the toxin they've injected?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are running from the far right and the toxicity they have injected into these situations as they come up. They are definitely running from the far right, yeah, because they know if they withheld information for long enough, like what happened in Southport, yeah, even though they couldn't give out information from Southport, but like what happened previously in Southport, the rumour mill can start going mad. Yeah, the contempt thing doesn't really apply for social media sort of influencers making speculation. It only plays on journalists. So journalists can't say this, that, and the other, but influencers on social media can. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking Andrew Tate, Katie Hopkins, Nigel Farage, Tommy Robinson, and others. They can say, yeah, this is a so and so. It's attack on British people and all this sort of stuff. There. Oh, we need to go and turn over all the different asylum seeker homes and search this one and that one and blah 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 blah. All this sort of stuff. There, they can say all that without getting the consent for false information. On a level, they do need to change or rewrite the contempt for the daughters law back up to make it fit in line with social media. If they're saying that these men can't report in it, but man can go on social media and basically say any fucking thing they want about the scenario without nothing falling back on them.
Yeah, I hear that. It leaves a lot of fucking.
But if these men are allowed to say whatever they want, you're saying like, yeah. I remember when they asked Nigel, when James O'Brien asked Nigel Farage where he got the information from. Yeah, he had the guts to tell James O'Brien he got it from Andrew Tate. He said he got the information from Andrew Tate. Yeah, he's a fucking MP. He's privy to information that the public's not privy to. What do you mean you got the information from Andrew Tate? Are you okay? Like, how can this man still be a politician that these stupid cucks look up to when he's telling you that he gets information about stuff that's happening, crimes that's happening in the UK, when he's got privy parliamentary background and this, that, and parliamentary privilege, sorry, not background, yeah, where he's able to get maybe more information that he wouldn't be able to let us know on. But yo, so if man really had actual real information, yeah, it weren't a thing to say, was it this, was it that? I'm not sure, I'm just speculating, I'm just asking questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's blatantly shit stirring, rather than saying that I've got information that we're not privy to, and the information that's been put out is incorrect at the moment. We should let the police do their job so we can find out what has happened, the motive and the reasons why it's done, and then we can close the case and get this done, starting the sentence as soon as possible. You hear me?
Yeah, no, didn't Nigel fucking like spread misinformation about the whole Southport thing?
He was saying that the police should release information, and he was speculating about basically, like Nigel's smart in it. He's slick, so he didn't say it was this Ali Al Shakti so and so. He just made out like the speculations that's been going around on social media might have some truth to it.
I get it.
You know what I'm
So
saying? Like,
he's basically trying to say they're not telling us because it might be, you know what I mean, a thing, without him
yeah,
saying it might be the thing. You know what I mean? It might be a Muslim or something. Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's blatantly what man was doing still. It's a mad one still. It's a mad one still. But boy, I say, God, oh shit. Fucking,
But the police are obviously adjusted their tactics in that regard, isn't it? They've learned, all right, fuck it, you get me? Let's put it out there. And yeah, but then again, like I said, people are still going to be fucking thinking, you know, they're going to be trying their best to literally make it out like it, you know, he was maybe converted or something. I mean, he might be a revert. He might be like Becca. Mad thing.
we shot Dash Becker underneath the bus, you know, god damn. Yeah, I'm saying there's a couple man with buses waiting for Becker, cuz man, so yeah man, don't dash her under the bus, cuz, you know what I mean? They got the 53 lined up, cuz, and the 180, you know? Double deckers. So, yeah, take time, man, take time. Yeah. Wild times that we're into right now. You get me, Mr. Flames are on road. It's crazy out here, fam. Cool spot down there. Is that one there? No, I can take him. Alright, let me play a little bit more, man.
Yeah.
Into our politics. Welcome to the news agents.
It's John.
It's Lewis.
And I've been watching the parade of Liverpool fans celebrating winning the Premier League, and it all seemed incredibly joyous. And then in a moment, the mood changed just after 6 o'clock, around 6 o'clock. A man in a car drives into a crowd of people, reverses, drives again, and you think, what on earth is unfolding? And of course, a number of people have been injured. A number of children have been injured, some of them seriously. A major incident was declared.
Yeah, and look, it is, given the nature of what happened, and there was a lot of very graphic social media footage out there. If any of you have seen it, you'll know what I mean when I say that I think it is nothing short of a minor miracle that no one was killed, at least not immediately, last night. But 27 people were taken to hospital for treatment, 2, including 1 child, seriously injured, another 20 people treated for injuries at the scene. But what was so striking, and I'm sure probably you listening to this probably also had that sharp intake of breath when you heard what had happened, because such is a state, and so charged perhaps is the politics of Britain, and racial politics as well in Britain in 2025, that part of you, when you hear something like that, doesn't just think about what had happened, but you wonder about why it's happened and the circumstances and what could flow from it if it were to be a terrorist incident, and so on. As we say, the police have said that they're not treating it as a terror incident. And what was remarkable is that within hours, the police had made, in a modern period, a pretty much taken an unprecedented step in releasing the ethnic details of the man they thought was responsible, the suspect involved, a 53-year-old white man who was arrested at the scene. As I say, this was highly unusual and clearly had taken place in the shadow of what happened in Southport roughly this time last year. Our colleague from Global, LBC's crime correspondent Andy Hughes, is here just to give us a sense, just a breakdown of why the police might have done what they did. Andy, how unusual is that?
There's no doubt about it. It's massively, massively quick. It's certainly in my time, 20 years as a crime journalist, I can't really remember a time where such information about the suspect, ethnicity, has been pumped out like this so quickly. Certainly not in modern policing. Now, just to give a bit of context on this, back in the 80s and 90s, police forces used to do this regularly, but only really about black and minority and Asian suspects. They never...
Alright, let me pause it there, man, cause you know, like, the real two-tier policing that goes against ethnic minorities that these men want to staunchly deny and act like isn't something that's real. It's wild still. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, like, My man's put it out there. In the 80s and 90s, every fucking day on the news you would hear, a black male was wanted for this. A so-and-so male was wanted for so-and-so. You know what I mean? But, I don't know, since the late 90s, 2000s and blah, 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 you didn't really hear that. The suspect's identity was, like, really not spat about until it was confirmed, or my man's actually in court. You hear me? But, man, alright, let it play.
Never really did it for white suspects. So in the post 9/11 world and after the Stephen Lawrence inquiry, police forces moved on and they stopped doing that.
So they stopped doing it because it was basically racist, or they were accused of being racist?
Yes, because the minority groups were saying that by naming our ethnicity, you are therefore criminalising us and criminalising our race.
So we've had what happened late yesterday afternoon. How long have the police wanted to do this?
I mean, they've been wanting to do this for years. For context, I spoke to Neil Basu, the ex-head of counter-terrorism policing in the UK, and he told me that when he was in post in 2016, 17, 18, him and the current Met Commissioner, Sir Mark Rowley, they were pushing for this, for more information to get out there and to get out quicker, because they wanted to nip it in the butt, because speculation is dangerous. It's dangerous for policing. It's dangerous for communities, especially in this modern world.
I just wonder, when I was at journalism college in the early 80s, that's when the new contempt of court rules came in. It's just not fit for purpose as a law in a social media age where everyone has got a smartphone, everyone is on social media. The idea that you don't say anything about the person or anything about the crime until such times as charges are brought, until such times as there is a first court appearance, just all seems irrelevant now.
Every copper I speak to thinks this is the right thing to do. They all say that by doing this, they have prevented serious disorder. They say there's absolutely no doubt about it, that there would have been riots. If this was allowed to linger and people allowed to speculate, then this would have resulted in serious disorder.
And not just speculate, right? Actively, because we saw this, before they actually clarified who it was. Already social media, and in particular on one social media site, IEX, was already flooded with that sort of innuendo, speculation, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, right? So their argument would be that they had to do it because if they didn't do it, there would have been violence.
Let's get this right. Some members of the far right, the same people who inspired the Southport riots, they were frothing at the mouth. They were waiting for this information to come out. And then when the information wasn't the stuff that they wanted it to be, even then they still tried to deny it. They said this is a PR campaign. So even the facts were there, they still weren't having it.
So I wonder, and this is the kind of counterfactual in all of this, what if the suspect yesterday was a 23-year-old Somali Muslim asylum seeker? Would the police have been as quick to give out that information, given how incendiary potentially that would be, or would they kind of try and mask it? Because presumably that's, if we're talking about the lessons from Southport, it is, what do you do?
Well, this is the big question, isn't it, John? And that was the first question that came to my mind. What are they going to do if it was an asylum seeker, 24-year-old asylum seeker? So because they've now set a precedent, they have now created a problem for themselves in a way. So it's going to be fascinating to see what happens next time.
So we've had what happened late yesterday afternoon. How long have the police wanted to do this?
I mean, they've been wanting to do this for years. For context, I spoke to Neil Basu, the ex-head of counter-terrorism policing in the UK, and he told me that when he was in post in 2016, 17, 18, him and the current Met Commissioner, Sir Mark Rowley, they were pushing for this, for more information to get out there and to get out quicker, because they wanted to nip it in the butt, because speculation is dangerous. It's dangerous for policing. It's dangerous for communities, especially in this modern world.
Andy Hughes, thanks very much indeed. Lewis, you said in the introduction to Andy, there was that kind of hold your breath moment when you read about it and think, geez, is this a repeat of what we've seen happen in Germany a number of times, what's happened in France, all sorts of other places as well, where, people use a car as a terrorist weapon. And I thought, oh my God, no. There were those on the far right, and I'm not asserting this, you could see it on Twitter, who were clearly hoping, yes, oh well, it's a kind of Islamic extremist again, etc., etc.
They said it almost immediately. Andy
Yes.
was right to use it. Frothing at the mouth, I
Yes.
think, is not an exaggeration.
And it's just bizarre, the kind of hope that this kind of will prove their narrative, that there is this force within our society that is so toxic that they need to be challenged. It was really unspeakable, as if, we can have another Southpaw. Happy days. And you just think, what have we become? That people are thinking in those terms and sort of faintly disappointed, slightly disbelieving, wanting to think it's a conspiracy theory when people say, you know what, it's not. It's a 53-year-old white bloke from Liverpool who's the main suspect.
Yeah, look, I think it speaks to just how normalised and mainstream a lot of these far-right tropes and ideas have become. And a lot of that is as a result of Musk's takeover of Twitter, becoming X, and the normalisation of this sort of invective and fear-mongering. Merseyside police, within, half an hour, had issued a statement saying, urging people not to speculate as to the motives of the attacker, that obviously there could be no good which comes of that, and misinformation spreads online like wildfire. Well, some hope, because the usual pack of grifters who we have become accustomed to having a far too outsized influence and voice in our politics, as you say, John, and as Andy was saying, were already out in force. I'm not going to name them because they don't deserve any more acclaim or credit than they already get. But, one very well-known person with a big following later deleted a tweet saying, "This is horrendous. Everyone knows what's gone on. When will it stop?"
Yeah, pause. Yo, so let me pause it for there for a sec. Sorry, babe. Pause it there for 1 sec here, like he was saying, yeah. Like I explained earlier, yeah. None of these fucking goons have done a stream talking about how bad it is or the people that's injured. If anything, they was waiting for the suspect's ethnicity to be released so they could shit stir and try to turn it into some racial business, or some flipping, like, me, yeah, personally, like, the way that the man them are trying to target a certain religious group or whatever, I'm still classing it as racist, innit, yeah, because, like, the reasons that man them give for targeting, yeah, are very flimsy, cause, like, extremely flimsy, you know what I'm saying, like, so, yeah, cause, man, this man's still about...
Wasn't
You wanna
it?
say something, brother?
Yeah, wasn't it like a lot of people coming online on these channels, right? Well, I think Dave and other people, I can't remember, yeah, but like they were saying something along the lines of fucking like, when it came to this whole thing, like they mentioned, right, certain ethnic groups, right, were basically being targeted, didn't it? Like, and police weren't telling. Do you know what I mean? Like, like what was happening with those
Yeah,
groups of
that's when I
people
was chatting
when
about
crimes
Dave.
are happening. Yeah.
That's when I was chatting to Dave about the OG Tommy Robinson case, right? The libel case.
And they tried to make it out like it's in reverse, like, oh no, it's white people that, when crimes are, basically being committed, like, you know what I mean, on white people, that, the police are turning a blind eye to, like white people in general. But I just, again, the facts are very strong, you know what I mean, against that whole fucking argument, like where, most people in history will dictate, that they'll tell you from their own experiences that weren't the case, they might not be here today, but we can kind of vouch for them in that regard, right? But these lot are trying to twist the narrative and make it out like they've been the
You don't
victims.
need to listen to what anyone says.
Yeah.
You can look at the paperwork, the reports are there.
Yeah.
It says it itself.
Yeah.
In the paperwork, the facts are there for you to look at. So no one even has, like what we used to do, yeah, when we're speaking from experience and so and so. People didn't used to accept that. Yeah, if you can remember from the times when you first jumped on, a lot of times we would give anecdotes which didn't have paperwork to back it, but if we produced the paperwork, it would have been saying the same sort of stuff that we were saying. And the answers in them days was, there's no reports. You've got no police reports that say that. You've got no government statistics that claim these sort of things, blah, 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 blah. So now I start laying out government statistics that claims that back the claims that man are talking about, that shows the different stats in here, there, and everywhere else, yeah, the man them are crying, innit? Oh, all you do is produce reports. All you do is produce evidence. Yeah. It's like, that's what I'm supposed to do, bitch. You hear me? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be producing paperwork that correlates with the reasons
Yeah.
that you feel are the same shits that happen. But you don't.
Also,
you just produce hot air
also,
and
I
Dragon
feel
Breath.
like witness testimonies and like statements by people, you know what I mean, and their experiences, right, in those times, like when it came to certain race riots in the 80s, especially, you know what I mean, 90s, before that, you know what I mean, 70s, 60s, whatever, right? Like I feel like literally a lot of them were, you know what I mean, underrepresented in terms of the Asian black communities, right? How many cases weren't reported? You know what I mean? So I feel like those cases would have been a hell of a lot higher if they were taken seriously. But we know that there was racism in the police force, especially at those times. There is today. There is no denying that.
But
Is his name Blair Beach?
there's also been an overrepresentation of Islamic car rammings when it comes to car rammings. So I don't think it's fair to immediately point to like the far right card and say that people who have got the initial expectation or assumption that it's an Islamic attack are therefore far right, because I think I woke up about 10 o'clock that night. I was ill that day, so I had read nothing about it. I seen it on Facebook, immediately thought, fucking hell, Islamic terrorist attack. 2 minutes later, found out the truth. Thought, oh no, it's not Islamic terrorist attack.
Why?
I'm not
why
gonna-
did you-
I'm
why-
not-
but why-
I'll-
hold on,
That's
why-
calm,
you
man.
thinking
Like, wait,
why
hold
do you
on,
think
hold
that?
on, hold on. The difference between hold on. The difference between the path that you took here and the path that we're speaking about is that you speculated, you found out the truth.
No, yeah, but I might
And you
not
cut it
have
there.
the information.
I'm saying, bro, listen. The point that we're making is that the people that are going to be agitators, the people that want to start up race riots, the people that want these things to kick off or whatever, they don't give a shit who it was. They're just hoping that it was someone of whatever ethnicity, so they could use it as a shit stirring stick to fucking stir the fucking.
I don't think that's the majority of people. I think that's maybe a very small number of people. But Trill asks, why do I think that?
Why did you presume first? Your first.
I'll show
presumption
share my
it
screen.
was
I'll show you. I'll
Islamic
put a presentation together because I knew you was going to ask that. So I'll put a presentation
Yeah.
together. If that's out my screen.
No, because I'm genuinely curious. You know what I mean? I'm genuinely interested.
Oh wait, hold
And
on.
you know what?
Before
Benny,
you go
if
into
don't
that,
mind-
before
Yeah.
you two can go back and forth on that, Hold on, you two can go back and forth on that, and it will be good for
Yeah.
you two to go back and forth on that for a minute or whatever, But let me get to the next bit. Like, you got your information loaded up and all that, Luke. Yeah, save your information. Triller's got a little piece of information he wanted to share as well, and I can let you two go back and forth on that in a second, But if we just
let me know when
finish
you're
this
ready.
last little bit of
Okay.
review, and then we can get into it, because you know what happens in it if we're just going to sidetrack and go into whatever your argument is there
No,
instead
it's,
of
it's about this. I don't want to. Let's not move
yeah,
away.
it's on the same topic, isn't it?
I want to stick on the. Is it far right to think of? Is it far right to think Islam when you hear about a car ramming? I think it's
so.
good to have. I've got a
I think so.
presentation.
Yeah. If that's your first presumption, there's something that has been indoctrinated in your mind.
No, it's not. It's
Or-
something that I've been that
Well-
we've had to get used to, unfortunately. And I'll
see,
on my
it
presentation.
does seem to be some sort of racial.
what it is, is Triller, you
stereotyping.
missed the trick, cuz, because like if you was listening carefully,
Yeah.
Luke's making a different point to the point that we've been making on the panel. Yeah, the point that I've been making on the panel is that the people that are far right, that want to be shit stirrers, are waiting for information like this to come out, but for it to be an ethnic minority so they can shit stir. You get
Yeah.
me? Luke's got a different argument of saying like, "Bro, is it far right of someone?"
Yeah, but
to
the
suspect
same way to
people-
the left.
Wait,
The
hold
same way to the
on,
left.
hold on. I'm saying that, but your argument's different from the argument that we're making, right? So
No,
your
yeah, no,
argument
I get that,
is.
but- yeah, to stick on your argument, I could say the same about the left. The left batty clap, well, not batty clap, but they get on their knees instantly and pray that it just wasn't a Muslim. They're not asked about the victims either. They just pray that it wasn't a Muslim because they know that it'll just basically people will say, "I told you so." How many more are we going to take? And my presentation will show you how many that we've been through and why people like me may think Islam when we first hear about
Why not consider that it
No,
could have
anybody
just
that-
been road rage? You know what I mean? Like literally, like.
Yeah,
you know what
I agree.
mean?
It's
'Cause
probably
that
is road
generally
rage.
did- No, but why not? Why wasn't that the first presumption? Like
I'm
again, I'm
gonna
curious.
show
So
you
who's
when you-
the, oh wait, hold on a sec here.
Then
Would
my
you be
question-
able to give us an example? Would you be able to give us an example of what you would class as left wing agitators or left wing sympathizers that were making specific shit posts on places like X or even on YouTube that were saying, well, we're just glad that it wasn't a Muslim or whatever.
I can show you like the.
'Cause I've not really seen that story.
I can show you the days following pretty much any Islamic terrorist attack that we've.
We're talking about this one, though, innit? You see this one with the comment specifically.
Hashtag religion of peace. Like, yeah, not speaking. No, I'm not speaking about this one specifically.
All right, but I was speaking about this one specifically. Yeah, like so, like as I was going to explain. Yeah, if we was.
Then we need to bring in.
Yeah, but this we're talking about this scenario, right? So the same sort of thing. If I do a quick little 10-minute research here, I'm guaranteed that I will see loads of posts from people on X before they knew the ethnicity of the people, trying to make speculation or trying to do the shit stirring.
I don't necessarily see those people as far right, Billy.
These people, that people, or
You got blatantly people. So I got a little video as well, right, where the guy, he's acting like from a non-biased kind of point of view, right, being the interviewer, right, this Billy Moore guy, right, and he does a good job, in my opinion, not to speculate. Do you know what I mean? Because he doesn't have all the facts. He's smart enough to realize that and not to entertain some fucking, you know what I mean? Entertain something that he doesn't know anything about, right?
Speculation. Anyone can have an idea of what they think it is.
Right, but then
the argument that I was making is that Mandem want it to be an ethnic minority person, so they can make it into something extra. That's the argument I'm making. I don't think that your argument, Luke, is the same, similar to the point that I'm making.
I would say your point is
hold on, Trilly, hold on. Like, in my opinion, it seems like your point is to do with was anyone far right for suspecting it being Islamic terror attack or whatever. I would even agree with you and say, like, that doesn't necessarily make someone far right or whatever. Like, there could be far right people that was thinking that, but just that thought alone doesn't necessarily make far rights. But as a reply to your point, that wasn't a point or an argument that maybe Triller might have made, innit? But that was trying to be made, or that the reason for the stream, innit? The reason for the stream was, that if it was someone that was a different ethnicity, the far right dons would have done their shit stirring the cauldron or whatever to make it out be, or to make it look like, we're under attack again and we need to go and attack these people and that people and blah blah blah.
Yeah, of course, but I can't necessarily. I don't say I blame him. I can't put all the blame on them for assuming. I don't agree with you when you said that they want it to be an Islamic terrorist attack. I think if the telltale signs are shouting Islam like a car ramming, then I understand why people might want to.
Someone that wanted it to be an Islamic terrorist attack here, or someone that wanted it to be an Islamic terrorist attack here, because Dave Smith shared a post about the Liverpool car crashing as it became breaking news, right? But when the details of the suspect was released, we didn't hear nothing else from Dave.
Yeah, I understand why. I do that.
There weren't no. Wait, hold on. There weren't no repeat. Wait, bro. Listen, there weren't no repeat posts to say, you know what? It was blah blah blah. It was so and so. But if it was someone that he was able to say, they're not English or whatever, he would have done 10,000 posts and live streams and shows and videos about it.
I don't think it's just that it's not English.
Let me just make a quick point.
If it's not to do with it, there's more focus on Islam in this. If it's not an Islamic terrorist attack, then he's. But I can't blame him for thinking it as an Islamic terrorist attack.
He will say that he's more.
One minute. Let me pose a question, like hypothetical. If it was breaking news now that Manchester Arena was blown up and it was a Lady Gaga concert, what would you feel? What would the first thing come to your heads? Don't be lefties. What would the first thing that comes to your head?
I don't know who it would be.
You won't think Islamic.
It might be an Islamic attack. It could be a flipping terrorist
attack. It could be. I know. And logically, what you're saying, logically, asking you like an honest, what would come to your head? What do you think?
Well, I wouldn't have speculated. The same time I did with the same thing I would have done with the
one that.
Wait, hold on. Let me give the answer. The same way that we went with the Southport thing. Yeah, when everyone was asking questions and making directions and so. My point was that we can speculate and guesstimate on what's happened or whatever, but until they release an actual report, until my man's gone to court and the evidence, like the inside out evidence, has been laid out on the table, that's really the only time when we're going to actually know the truth. So it's
I mean,
all just
there was a
speculation.
fire. There was a fire in Heathrow, right, not too long ago, right, and that was just some accidental kind of like cable fucking fuckeries, whatever. Yeah, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it caused a mad fire, and Heathrow was delayed massively. You know what I mean? People might speculate. I didn't speculate, but I just
I
thought,
won't
okay,
speculate
there's
if
a
it was a
fire
fire.
happening. But no,
Now,
but
if
why
you
not?
tell me
Why
that a
not?
taxi driver drove his car into fucking Terminal 2 and then
Heathrow's
it
like
blew
a
up,
busy
then
area,
yeah,
dude.
it's
Like
Islamic
everyone's
terrorist
thinking
attack.
9/11. Like that would be the main thing, like in terms of
No,
like an
no, that's
airport.
no. Stop being no. You're being
A
dishonest
fire
now.
at an
I'm
airport. Do you know?
Trilla, I'm
But
here telling you something as a person
go
who
on,
comes to these assumptions. I wouldn't come to
go
the
on.
assumption that if it were breaking news now that any airport around the country was on fire, I wouldn't think Islamic terrorist attack. Now, if you said that Terminal 2 in any airport was on fire because a taxi has just drove into it and it's blown up, I might think I will think Islamic terrorist attack.
No, okay.
And,
No, but
and
you're
once you
looking
let
at
me
something
share
a
a
little bit
presentation
more,
that
right?
it's took me 10 minutes to put together, so I am going to
No,
share
that's
it.
fine. No, no.
But when I
Look,
share that, you're going to maybe
no, no.
understand why I've come to that
I'd love to
conclusion,
look at
and
it.
maybe
Don't get
why
me.
people of
Yeah,
Britain may think
yeah.
Islam when we see these types of events occur.
Yeah. Now, see, look, I'd love to look at that, right? All I'm saying is, right, like with the argument of the presumption, right? And are you far right if you are presuming, right? In my opinion, yeah. I mean,
Legs in.
I'll go as far as to say maybe even there's a racial element in that regard because I look at
No,
people.
wait.
But I generally do in it, yeah. In terms of like identifying people as Muslim and so on and so forth, there is also this racial stereotyping, right, and discriminative. You know what I mean, like method in which people come to these conclusions. So I would basically say that they are definitely discriminating upon, and they are racial stereotyping in that sense.
What
I
is
mean, when it
Islam
comes
or
to
Muslims?
no, but again, so when it comes to the method of identifying Muslims, right? Again, there is racial stereotyping and discrimination in that regard. So I look at it as similar
Are you
as
saying?
racism. You know what I
I
mean?
don't
The
know where you're
same
going with it.
method is used to when people are being racist and people are discriminating upon people that look different. It's the same thing. Do you know what I mean?
What,
So
like after 9/11 when more Muslims got stopped at security?
where you could say Sikh people were being attacked, for example, because they just, you know what I mean, look different. You know what I mean? Oh, that's a Muslim, blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? Right? So it's the same markers, it's the same identifiers in that regard. But like when it comes down to the presumption of it being
The man of the hour. My bad. I didn't even see you backstage.
a racist
Yeah,
attack,
let me just
hold
share
on
my
one second,
screen
one
here because
second,
I'm just gonna
yeah,
quickly
yeah.
prove you wrong.
You're in a
You're spreading
queue.
false.
You're in a fucking
Oh,
queue,
no,
mate.
let him defend
No,
himself.
very spreading falsehoods, right? So as Liverpool happened,
Go on, Billy, go on.
I reported
Handle
on
this.
it.
Yeah.
As Liverpool happened, I reported on it. And as the news broke that the attacker was a white British individual, I also reported on that. I don't really understand what else I can actually do. To be honest with you.
And don't let
me just
people
find
gaslight you
the
thinking that you're wrong
post.
to jump into the conclusion that it's an Islamic
No, but
terrorist attack.
I could
Did
the
you
entire
think it was
thing.
road rage,
As
Dave?
soon-
Did you
as
think
soon-
it was road rage? Because the first
as
thing
soon
I
as
thought
they,
was, I wonder what football team
Yeah,
he
we're just
supports.
gonna do
Is he an
confusion
Arsenal
now.
fan?
Yeah, we're just
No,
gonna do confusion now.
genuinely, that's what I thought. Is he an
No,
Arsenal
but
fan? Is he a Man United fan? Like, who is he? Like,
Evening. Evening. Hi, you all doing
Can you
okay?
share-
I just want to mention
Yeah,
something.
Veli, don't run. Veli, don't run. Veli, don't run.
Running from who? What are you talking about? I let you on the panel, you joker.
Don't do the confusion. Don't do the confusion game. Yeah, don't do the confusion game. You
talking
let
about,
20
mate?
people jump in. Well, you let 20 people jump in.
No,
Yeah,
I've been
not
here
much
for quite a while actually.
Brother, you
jumping.
was at the back of the queue, cuz you was the last one in the queue, mate. So everyone else was on the in the queue to
Yeah,
jump
so
on before
can
you
I
jumped
just
on, mate.
say my one bit? I'm not going to stay long, but I
Share
think
my screen then, fella.
when you're acting on suspicion
Yeah, in a minute.
and targeting a group or race of people that live in this country that have come here economically, yeah,
Who's targeting?
I've been through that and I understand how it feels. And I do understand how it feels. When you're living in a place that is at war with somewhere else, yeah, you're going to be targeted. Hold on. Yeah.
It really is fucking victim
Hold
state.
on, I'm going to make the point.
Nobody's
You will be targeted.
going down the path. Nobody's come down.
There's going to be a crowd of, could it be
Let her
there?
finish your sentence and then go after.
Yeah.
Finish your sentence.
I'm just going to round it all off, right? So there's a suspicion that every attack could be from someone that has got something against the UK. But then there were attacks. Hold on. There were attacks against Brixton, against Soho, and automatically everyone thought, yeah, maybe this could be an Irish IRA attack, and it wasn't. It was far right. So what I'm saying is, suspicion don't lead you to fact.
I'm not saying it does. Nobody's mentioned individual people. Like you've just tried to make out we have by saying that we attack a community of people. We
can I not just address the allegations made against
I'm saying
Islamic terrorist attacks. I'm going to show you. And I'll show you why I'm right and correct in thinking, or especially not wrong in thinking that it could be an Islamic terrorist attack.
Can you share my screen, Veli?
Yeah, but bro, listen, no one's made the argument say that anyone can't speculate. That's the point.
1 minute, Leaks just said
the argument is, brother, listen, the OG argument is that people of the far right ilk here was waiting for the information to come out for it to be some of an ethnic minority for them to start doing the shit stirring.
Yeah, you said that's me. Can you share my screen? Can you share my screen then, please? Thank you very much.
Well, you tried to defend yourself. Is that what you're doing?
If that was my agenda, yeah, we're gonna do the confusion game, aren't we? Do you want to share my screen?
No confusion game, bro.
Brother, listen. Wait, hold on. Hey, hold on. Listen, brother, stop doing that bitchy shit, yeah? Where you're expecting to just jump on, share your screen, and then just jump off or whatever. Like, you know that there was already a conversation, a video. Wait, hold on, bro, stop that. You know there was already a video being made, and the next conversation being heard of it. Bro, you can defend yourself. You got a chance to defend yourself, innit? But you can't push yourself to the front of the queue, man.
There's no queue. Just share the screen. It's not
there was literally 5 people that waiting to jump on before you.
Luke is waiting.
What are you talking about? You're already playing the video. He was ready reviewing. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
You've made an allegation against me, and I'm going to disprove you very easily.
Yeah, you can disprove it, bro. You can make your disprove or whatever.
If I had the agenda. If I had the agenda that you said I had, I wouldn't have reported on it truthfully, would I? I would have not reported when it came out the news that the attacker was white. But if you share my screen, it will show you 1 day ago, I reported as it broke, the very news that the attacker was a white British person. Kind of goes against your narrative.
You know, really, that's literally one. You've got one thing of.
The only people I've seen weaponized.
Yeah, but bro, listen. Let me reply to what you're saying in it, yeah? Because like you're saying, yeah, you're trying to make up like a big carnival because you've got one fucking white dude as
I just reported
an attacker
on the facts
on your page one time. But if we scroll down from there, you will see 99.9% of the posts that you make is saying that this Pakistani dude this black dude did this did that.
That's got nothing to do with this point. I reported on this as it happened, and I reported facts, and I reported on the. Can you just not share the screen? I don't understand. It's not like
ties in.
Can you share the screen?
No, you got to pay. How much you gonna put in his PayPal, bro?
Right. You're running, yeah.
Bro, there's a queue. Like, respectfully, there's a queue in it. I was waiting.
He wants me to make
it. And you're making it.
Hey, wait, hold on a sec, yeah? Wait, 1 sec, yeah? Hey, Luke, let me ask you a question, bro. Luke, when you jumped on the panel, yeah, and you wanted to do your screen share, what did I say to you?
Mine's a presentation, man. I'll take about
No, bro. What did I say to you when you wanted to do your screen share?
You're not prepared for the fucking ass whooping. But can we just try and get along to it, please? Dave's got one for you now, and I've got one for Triller.
You man are such idiots, man.
This is the very quick thing, Ben. It's not complicated.
Dude, I don't mind. I don't mind giving up my spot in it. Yeah, no problem.
We got right.
I don't mind giving up my spot. These aren't begging, bro. Give it to them, man.
I can't beg it, bro.
Right, so you see right there, I reported as it happened, and as the news broke, breaking, British police say 53-year-old white British man has been arrested after ramming a car through a crowd of people in a parade in Liverpool. So if I had the agenda that you said I had, I would have missed that part out, wouldn't I now, Belly?
Well done.
But you say, I can say, yeah, that you might have done it for this one time here, yeah, but I guarantee that you ain't done it for any of the other cases that you've been spoken
Well,
about.
you
And I
know,
guarantee
give me an
you,
example.
if you wait, you can prove your point right now, right? Scroll down.
Yeah, scroll back.
Scroll through your
back.
community page.
What,
Scroll
so another
through it.
terrorist attack or another mass
Scroll,
killing?
now scroll down to the next. Scroll down to the next
everything
fucking
in
community post.
general, you have to
Wait.
blame
No.
someone.
Yo, you think you're bad, yeah? Scroll to the next community post and then scroll to the one after that.
Dave.
Yeah, go on. No, I have. It's there. What? What do you mean? Rupert Lowe talking
So I
about
was
the
right
policing
then, yeah?
crisis.
The majority
What do
of
you
your
mean?
posts are about fucking ethnic minorities committing crime and not about no fucking, you got like fucking 99 ethnic minorities and one English person, and this brother's trying to go on
Well,
that.
this is
He's
about
like some
London's
unbiased,
population.
I think it's GB
Well,
News.
no, this-
Mad thing.
some unbiased guy.
You're
Behave
always
yourself, man. Stop
mentioning
it.
London. You've been
Stop
a few times, but yet
Well,
you know.
you can change the subject if you, bro. You're in so much
It's not,
pain.
bro.
It's unbelievable.
Bro,
You should just
it's
change.
literally the same point. This is why it's
You are
funny,
in
yeah?
so
Because
much
it's literally
pain.
on the same point. Okay, yeah,
Right,
I'm in
yeah.
so much pain, yeah, but it's on the same point, yeah. That the point
Is
that
it?
I was saying
Is it?
still stands up, bro. Like,
Does it?
as far as
Right,
I'm
yeah.
concerned,
That's
any of your
hilarious.
community pages would be about 99.9% of them, right, brother? 99.9% of them would be about fucking some sort of ethnic minority committing some sort of crime or how much you fucking need to get rid of these people or whatever. And you've got one
Right,
post
but
about a fucking English
but
guy
we've
that's drove through the
established-
people. Bro,
But we
you
have
can't
yeah,
speak
but
to
we've
me about
established your interpretation
no
might be a bit
unbiased
skewed,
business,
yeah.
bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah, but we have established your interpretation might be a bit off because you missed the point.
Okay, so why is my
posted about this
interpretation
man's race?
skewed? You
Because
can
you said
scroll,
I was pushing the far right
scroll through your community page right now.
Wait,
You said I was pushing the
that
far
prove
right
what's wrong.
narrative, and I post. I don't
If
get it.
Dave was to just highlight that the
No.
imported
Look at the
cultures,
comments.
imported
Let's read the comments.
ideologies are causing an issue, then
Wait.
yeah, I understand why you would go down that
Dave,
route.
click on the
You don't have
comments,
to
yeah?
import
Let's
every
read the
British
comments
issue.
of that post.
Same way that
Dave.
I don't have to call out every single racist. I only call out the
Dave,
racists
Just
who call me a
change.
you
racist.
got-
Yeah, but
Dave,
Veli's just moving the goalposts.
Dave, you've got
Veli-
148
Veli's
comments
moving
from
It's
that
the,
post.
it's the
innit,
exact
yeah?
same
Check
point.
it.
Listen, it's the original
just
point
moving
that was
the
made.
goalposts.
Yeah, it's the original point that was made, and it actually
Dave.
proves the point that I
But
was
it's
making.
not.
Dave,
Yeah,
Dave,
that
click on the comments.
if listen, the point that I was making was that if the guy was a fucking foreigner or someone that you
Yeah.
classed as not being English or whatever, like you would have had your spoon out as well. Like, oh, these guys are coming over, this terrorist attack, and blah blah blah, and the rah 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 rah.
Yeah, but again, that's your interpretation, isn't it? And we've established here that your interpretation's
Hold on
off.
a second, Dave. Yeah, you're the same guy that likes to put up pictures of other people without their permission.
So
Yeah?
wait, hold on a
your
second. Hey,
channel, you know.
listen to how funny Dave is, though. Yeah. So anything that I say about Dave, yeah,
What you said
it's
was
just
wrong.
your it's just
What-
your
what you
interpretation.
don't-
But
wrong.
anything Dave says about Dave, oh, it's facts upon facts. Yeah, he's even got a
but
fucking
he
Luke
was
Batty clapping in
wrong,
the back.
though,
Yeah. And
Well,
see all that
that's
sort of shit, yeah, man. But behave yourself, man.
Opinion,
But
and
you
then
was
you
wrong, though, wasn't you?
not
But you
your
was wrong.
opinion.
But you
Yeah,
was
okay.
wrong.
I admit that I was wrong on that one point, but on the main
Well,
point,
thank
I was
you.
not wrong.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Well, I
on
don't
that
agree
one
with
point,
but
I might have
thank you
been
very
wrong.
much.
Yeah, that about you reporting the Liverpool driver or whatever. But again, if you scroll through your
Yeah, that was
community
the only
page,
point you made,
you
and
can
then you
see
came on,
if
proved
you,
you got
bro,
the
if you scroll,
going
night
on?
one,
What's
the
going
actual
on?
point I made was that if you go through Dave's channel, all of his posts are about some
that was the
ethnic
goalpost
minority
you
committing
moved.
crime.
Initially,
Yes,
it was
they
all
are,
about,
bro. Literally, the whole point was about that, bro.
Every
So I don't know
day,
why you're capping now, cuz, man.
Now you've moved goalposts. It was about Liverpool. That was all it was
You
about.
don't, man.
You said
And
I
it
was
sticks
pushing
on
the
the
far
actual
right
same point.
narrative,
And
and
the
I just obviously
suspicion
wasn't
that you
doing
all
that.
wanted
So
it to be what Belly is
Oh, no,
saying.
what do you mean? This is what I mean. The left
I've
are playing games here.
disproved
What do you
that.
mean? They
I've
wanted it to
disproved
be
that.
Islam.
I'm not
I reported on it honestly.
Your
I'm not
opinion
allowed
is
an
not, you're not
opinion.
talking about anybody
You
else's black
say not
immigrants,
allowed an
right?
opinion.
The whole channel is based on immigrants.
listen,
When
I
you
got mute,
when
one
your
sec.
opinion's
Read the room.
accusatory, then no, you're not.
Oh,
I
right.
reported
So
on it
I'm
honestly.
allowed
I'm not in
to
the interest
have
of
an
making
opinion
things up. I
that
report
You're
you
not
things
in
that
the
have
interest of
happened.
telling the truth.
and
You
then
should have an
all
opinion, and
were
it
like,
affects
oh,
it,
it's
especially
the
when it's
right person,
accusatory.
we're going to shut up about it.
If your opinion's
Yeah, but I reported on
accusatory,
it
I'm not
honestly.
going to allow you to air your opinion and it not be questioned. That's usually what happens with an accusatory opinion. It usually
No.
deserves
I don't
somebody
mind being
looking at-
questioned, but when I am, I'm told I'm drunk. So, you know, I'm in
Well,
a
it's mental
sort of
alcohol,
rock and a
fuck
hard
you.
place,
Well,
you know,
it's mental
really.
You
I'm
normally
in
are. So
between a rock and a hard place.
Guy,
you normally
Just
are.
Dave,
you played the
Dave,
victim.
check
I don't know
yourself, mate. You might be sober now, but how long has that been? Don't get bitchy
Anyway,
with me.
I've proved my point. I reported on it honestly. I didn't
Honestly,
push any narrative.
Dave,
I'm not
you're
coming
running
from
from the
that.
fact that. All right, Dave, can you at least click on the comments here, and can we just scroll through some of the comments that people have wrote on? 148 comments there. Can we look at
Yeah, I'm
some
not
of them, please?
responsible for people's comments.
I
I get
know, no, but
Muslims
I'm
commenting on
curious.
my page
I'm
all the
curious.
time. I'm not
I know,
see it
responsible.
there?
for
What,
it.
you
You
don't
see it
encourage
there?
it? You're not encouraging it.
I
to
put
see.
9
putting up
girls in
the
a
shit you
sprinter.
put up.
Mad. Hey, Dave, don't run, bro. He only asked you to look at your comments,
Run.
and I only asked you to scroll through your
Run.
community page.
Run.
Billy, 1 minute, Billy. Billy,
Yeah.
are you responsible for your comments in your chat?
No, of course not. But
No,
I'm
best
saying,
okay. Right, let's move
Trilla
on.
asked you to look through his community. Should
He
I ask you to look through the
literally
comments?
puts up.
I told him to scroll through the community page. What are you talking about?
I want to see your
Oh, you
comments.
said post.
Yeah.
No, you did
What
say
are you talking
comments.
about?
You said comments.
Like, I just want to see what kind of
Game,
people
what do you
are
think
These men
about
are come to
commenting on your
cap
channel,
us,
bro.
man.
Andrew
So
Tate
we
getting
saying you're not
arrested
going to
for
scroll through the
21 counts
community
of
page
rape.
now.
Why you scared, bro? Like, why are you scared, Dave? It's just click the
Why
button,
are
bro.
you
Go
scared?
to like the last terrorist
Why
attack,
are
which I think was
scared?
2000.
You got your,
Yeah,
you got
man,
your
it's sprinting, bro.
2021 maybe.
Bro, you're sharing the
Right,
You're
screen.
running.
Just
You're hiding
click it,
behind
bro.
Luke's skirt, cuz, man.
Click the button, bro.
Yeah,
Go on.
and
Let's see what they
I
say,
came
bro.
on to prove the point of what you
I
were saying
bet that
was
148 is
false.
going to
And
go
I
you
down to
demolished that,
48,
so
bro.
Yeah,
I
very
guarantee.
But that is
easy
the
as well.
point.
appreciate it.
The point is,
What have
yeah.
you proved?
The
We've
point is,
proved that
if
your
the driver was
posts are
Somali,
not
if the driver
titled.
was
Run.
flipping,
Run.
I ain't got no change, no better. If the driver was any other ethnicity that you didn't claim to be or deemed to be English, yeah, you would have been having a stakeout, cuz
That's just an assumption.
like you
though.
usually do with all your thing was.
It's for fuck's
But we
sake.
can prove the point, bro. Like, scroll through your community page and look at the different posts. Scroll through them now. You're on it right now, right? Scroll down.
He's run.
Who, me? I'm not on it, no.
He's run. He's run.
Dave's
He's
gone.
run.
Oh, what do you run, yeah?
He ran, bro.
He
you see
he
it
said
there?
he proved it in. He did.
That's it,
Did
bro.
he
Running.
run? I just
Serious
think
questions,
better not
he
for
runs
hearing
away.
the truth.
My phone, man. Hold on a sec.
No,
To hear the
the
truth,
claim was.
you know,
The
we're
claim
all
was is that he,
looking at your community posts, and all it is
no,
a one-sided
this is
thing.
what I don't like about people when they're just dishonest. So the claim is that he initially mentioned about or shared a post about the Liverpool ramming the other day, and that when he realised that he wasn't right, man, he didn't share anything else.
Can you hear
He's just
me?
proved he's proven himself right.
Hold on. I got it here. Yeah, let me share the screen. Hold on.
Proving himself right.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me, man. All right, let me restart my side.
That's the facts. Why would you have to try and lie and make it otherwise? It's
We're not
fact.
trying to lie and make it otherwise. You're trying to say to us that we haven't looked at his posts. I haven't had any debates with Dave about his prejudice.
No one's saying that.
Well, that's what I'm saying to Dave now.
yeah, no,
and
because
I'm
telling me-
agreeing with Belly that he
Because you moved the
does have
goalposts.
a one-sided argument.
Yeah, because you moved the goalposts, but that wasn't the
I
argument.
haven't moved it.
You have.
In what way?
The argument was
Tell me
that
how I've moved the goalposts.
I'll try and explain one more time. So the accusation is that Dave had shared the initial post when Liverpool car rammings happened, and then when he realised it was a white guy, he didn't share anything else. He went quiet, and he's just jumped on now and said, "No, I did share. I shared a post saying it was a white guy." So he's proved his point. I don't you can't argue with that. That's facts.
Yeah.
That's just facts. Why would you argue with that? He's done it live.
We're looking at the demographic of his audience, right? In that regard, do you know what I mean? And
No, it's got nothing to do with that.
Right.
If you basically, if you're unbiased, then you'll just be like, yeah, clearly he's just proven himself.
Hold on a second. So it's quite. Yeah, but look, when it comes to Dave, right? It's fair to say he's like got the most subscribers, right, out of all of us here put together, right? It's got yeah, but generally speaking, right, when it comes to this argument here, you know, he's made his fucking subscribers from displaying Tommy content, right? And that's what we were talking about before about far right and so on. Yeah, right. So when it comes down to, you know, his viewers and what people are saying, like, okay, cool. So he's put that down, right? As like a white British person got put down, like, you know, who done the fucking.
You really are just dragging this out now, Trevor. Come on.
No, but
No,
like,
can I rephrase it? Maybe I can rephrase it. Yeah.
Right.
What I think Triller and Velly were trying to say is, yeah, he did put it on his channel or whatever in his post. I'm saying, I'm thinking, I'm rephrasing it. Luke, can I rephrase it? Then I say it in my way. I tell you my way then. I'm looking at it this way, right? that
I know
there's a
Lorraine was
person that puts a
completely
lot
lied,
of
just to make your own
one-sided
narrative,
crimes
put it
up
out there so
that
people might
lots of
believe your
people
narrative
commit.
instead.
But in this instance, yeah, there was maybe three posts, whereas opposed to maybe 15 posts if it was another
Yeah, I understand your point.
situation or driver. Can we accept that at least?
I'll accept. I understand your point. The same point as what DGH Saul has made. He said that the point was that he did not dwell on the post because the guy was white. That's your assumption. Even if that is true, I understand why. Because Dave speaks about Islam. Now, if it was a white Muslim, he probably would have done a bit more posts on it. It's not Islam is the reason why he's probably touched upon it.
So we're not wrong to think
One minute. It's not just the fact that he's brown. It's not the fact that he is Muslim. I mean, when I show you my presentation, you'll all understand that Islam takes like the fucking trophy when it comes to car rammings all around the world. So why people like myself and Dave may come to the conclusion or the assumption initially when you hear about these types of events.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. Look, suspicion can run rife once
it doesn't matter. Listen,
a group of people will commit them crimes.
I'm not going to
so that's not to say there wouldn't be someone copycatting them crimes to get other groups of people in trouble. So that's how I view it, being Irish.
Common sense would assume, that literally it was road rage.
I have to bring it up because I'm nearly 60, and when I was young, it was quite prevalent. So you're trying to say to me, Luke, I should deny.
No, I'm not.
Anything that went wrong.
Can we not talk about what's happening in Liverpool without you bringing up potato famine?
Trying to say what suspicion does, because then later there was an attack in Brixton, in Soho, and everyone assumed it was the RA, and it wasn't. It was some other completely unrelated thing, and that's what the point I'm trying to make. We shouldn't all jump the gun.
I know, Lig, but generally speaking, no, but he's got a point, and you've got a point as well. But like,
bollocks to me, like I think that for the rest of my life, unless like I don't know, we started having loads of Buddhists or Christian or Sikhs that were committing loads of rammings moving forward. But I think moving forward, if I was here, there's been a car ramming and there's been multiple victims. First thing that comes to my head is it's fucking Islam.
Right.
I'm not going to be told that I am wrong for thinking like that.
One second, Luke. 1 second. Yeah, like,
Lig, hold on, Lig. 1 second. Suspicion.
Lig, let me ask
you something. That's what I think most people have done. Most people have jumped to that suspicion and they've been called far right. Why are they far right?
We shouldn't all be so knee-jerk reactions to these things, and maybe just sort of take a bit of a breath.
It's kind of like a reflex. 1 second, hey Luke. 1 second. Let me just say something. There's only three of us here.
And my conclusion says that no, you jump to conclusions. You wait for evidence. You wait for solid facts. But you can't be gaslit and told that you're wrong for thinking that it may be Islamic extremism.
I hear you.
Because
all right,
I'm going to show you.
Thinking you're wrong. We're just saying that if you keep everything that happens, right? I understand. There's been in this since 2000s a war in the Middle East that has come here and it has created homegrown terrorism. I get it. But
yeah, but the fact that you said it, the fact that you said that there's a war over there and it's coming over here, I just see right through you, Lig. Honestly, I see right through you.
But you don't like the fact that I can agree that you would all have these
It's your politics. I can't stand your politics.
What happened? But I don't jump the gun on them. Is that what you're trying to say, Luke? Because I don't jump the gun and maybe not get a knee-jerk reaction.
Trying to slag off, and it's evident. Like, don't pretend otherwise because it's true.
Lig, you do know when bombings were going off, like in the 90s, for example, right? People automatically presumed it was fucking IRA. Yeah, you know that.
I've just been trying to say.
So when it comes down to him, presuming when it comes down to him,
you blame him for thinking it was the IRA.
When it comes down to certain attacks happening, and he's presuming that it's a multi-terrorist attack, especially after the night after the fucking match,
suspect of everyone else.
It's not.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's not completely wrong to presume that something like that was.
Made it very clear that you don't act on your suspicions, but don't be told that you can't have them. especially when we've
But
got a
if you
history.
saw,
to
if you
fucking,
saw what
it's not like
happened in
it's not like it's a paranoid suspicion. It's a very educated, based on history, based on facts, based on
right,
historic
right,
events, and that's why we
right.
come to that
I would
conclusion.
agree to an extent. To an
No, you don't have
extent,
to
I
agree
would
to
agree.
extent. I'm going to
Yeah,
prove
to an
myself.
Yeah.
I'm
extent.
going to
No,
prove
no, no.
myself
People can
right.
But to
people
an
can
extent,
have
I agree.
speculations, but when the people were trying to use the
Yeah, but I'm not
speculations to
trying to
start
prove
other
you
bullshit,
wrong, so I
then
don't
that's a whole
understand where
different
you're
thing.
going with it. I'm telling you my experience. It's
It's
not
not
about
about your
proving you
experience.
wrong.
No,
Yeah,
but
my
It's
Lig,
not about your
experience is
can you at
living
least agree
through
that
a
we
time when
thought
it
that it
was
was
really
IRA?
bad.
When the bombings were
with all
happening
due
in the
respect, your
90s, right?
I
We
was
experience
weren't
is always
thinking
a
listening
Islam,
tab.
and
were
had
we?
Always a
me
We were
tab.
here.
thinking IRA.
Again, but I don't jump to suspicion and
No,
target a group
Well,
of
I
people.
do.
but you
I know
That's
you
so
understand
don't.
different.
why people do.
Like, I
You
know you
might not,
don't.
but you
You would
understand
like
why other
believe
people
that.
do.
I don't do that shit. I
That's
jump
it.
to suspicions. I don't act on them, but I certainly jump to suspicions, and I'm going to evidence why I do.
We're
Veli,
just
when you're
talking
ready,
about
if you like to share the
a
screen,
reflex
I'll evidence
fucking
why I
reaction, a reflex, like, you know what I mean? Fucking thought, yeah, that might come to your mind. Do you know what I mean?
Right, Triller, are you
You see, wait, hold on though. Pause though, yeah. But you
Yeah, go on.
see, this is why I was saying that I wanted the order to do what I wanted to do it in, yeah. Because again, remember the topic or the video that man was speaking about? Man didn't really get to the end of that, or even get to spin through that. So,
Oh, I thought you
but
stopped
anyway,
it.
carry on though.
Yeah, if you want to continue playing that, we can do.
No, I had to jump. I had to jump off still, but carry on though still. But I was saying at the time in it. That's why I weren't trying to share my man's screen at that time, because I was trying to get through what I was trying to get through. Still, but go on, keep playing.
Right, since 2013 to 2018, in the UK alone, there's been 4 terrorist attacks that have included car bombs. The first one, murder of Lee Rigby. British Army soldier Lee Rigby was attacked by 2 Islamist extremists, Michael Adibulajo and Michael Adibawale.
That
I'm
was not the
speaking.
same. That's not the same
I'm
thing as a car
speaking.
thing, right? Like
I'm
they drove there
I'm speaking.
in a car.
Why are you
That's
being
not the
rude?
same thing. It wasn't like a
The
ramming or
assailants
anything.
first struck Rigby with a vehicle before finally
Oh,
fatally
okay.
attacking him with knives and the cleaver. Now, if you wait to the end of the
Okay.
presentation for your questions, I'd appreciate that.
My bad.
Westminster Bridge attack. This happened in London, 22nd of March 2017. Khalid Massoud drove a vehicle into pedestrians on Westminster Bridge, killing 4 people and injuring dozens. He then fatally stabbed a police officer before being shot dead by police. Authorities treated the incident as an act of Islamist-related terrorism. Number 3, London Bridge attack, London, 3rd of June 2017. 3 attackers, Karam Shazad Butt, Rashid Redouane, and Yusuf Zagbar, drove a van into pedestrians on London Bridge, then proceeded to stab people in nearby Borough Market. 8 people were killed and 48 were injured. The attackers were shot dead by police, and the Islamic State claimed responsibilities for the attack. I have been working on a video today, by the way. It's about long, but it shows the news reports. It goes through all of the Islamic attacks to show people like
Yeah,
myself
what that's
why it should
saying
be.
to me, Luke, is
Number
that
4,
I live in the
I
capital
know
where
you do.
most of
You live amongst it all, and you've never been thrown up.
suspicions. This is
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I
I've
understand
lived
that.
in
I
them
understand that, Lee.
cities, and that city that is bombed repeatedly
Lee,
throughout time, yeah? And
Lee,
I still
can I
don't
ask you
have
a
your
question?
suspicions. So I
Lee,
don't get it.
can I ask you a question? This
Yeah.
might make you get it. If I lost a child to Manchester Arena bombings, and then all of a sudden we had breaking news that there was a bombing in Manchester Arena, would I be wrong for jumping to the conclusion that it's an Islamic terrorist attack? Would I be wrong?
I'm not saying you
Would
were
I be
wrong.
wrong? Answer the question, Lee.
I would labour my
Lee,
response to it
Don't give me a
online
politician's
and
response.
start making
Don't give
everyone
me a,
go
don't give me a
mental.
politician's response, Lee. I just want a yes or no. Would I be wrong for thinking that?
You don't
Luke,
like
come on, but she told you from the start that she's not trying to say that you're wrong or right for
I
who
don't
you
get why
want. She's
she's
just
beating
saying
up like the same bush then. Like why
she keeps making. She's trying to make her point, bro.
I'm trying
That's
to
why I
make
don't
a
really
point,
get why you
yeah.
make it into
That
trying to
how
get
do
mine.
you know
got your
I
moment.
didn't
She
have
really ain't even
someone
trying to
that
get
was
you when I got your moment.
affected in the
No,
underground
Belly, let's
bombing?
not
You
gaslight.
don't
She
know
said,
that,
I don't
do
get it. I
you?
don't get why you come to this conclusion. She literally just said that before I brought up that scenario just then. She said, I don't get it.
What's that?
I was
you're
trying to make you understand why I'm like,
and
No, she never said this.
you have
Wait, so
won
wait,
the
did you hear what I
debate.
said? I said that she's
Yeah?
literally not trying to get you when I got your moment.
I'm going to say that you've won. Definitely, you're right. That's what I'm going to say. And I have no right to deny you your suspicions.
correct. You don't. Number 4, Westminster attack, London, 4th of August 2018.
London
Salia
again.
Qatar drove his vehicle into
You live in
cycling.
London. Have you ever lived in London then?
near the Houses of Parliament, injuring several people. He was convicted of attempted murder and sentenced to life imprisonment. The court determined that he had carried out the attack with a terrorist motive. Not only have I not lived in London, but I've not lived in Germany. Berlin
So,
Christmas
hold on,
Market,
brother.
19th of
So
December.
you just got a list of
13
car
killed,
terror attacks, not car
6
ramming
injured.
attacks.
The attacker was
This
Anis
is a ramming
Amri.
attack.
He hijacked a truck and drove it into Christmas markets. Islamic State again claimed responsibility. Again in Munich, Labour Union demonstration attack on the 13th of February 2025. That's more recent. Munich, 2 killed, 39 injured. Attacker, 24.
Munich. That's not fucking London.
I think that. Yeah, no, no. I'm going through. Listen, I've gone through UK there. This is a worldwide. Munich, Nice.
He's only got.
Yeah, but bro. Alright, wait, hold on, though. hold on. Pause on your point. Pause on your point. Pause on your point. So you hear what I'm saying? Yeah, pause on your point. So you hear what I'm saying? Yeah. First of all, yeah, the attack in Liverpool wasn't even classed as a terrorist attack. It's classed as bro. Listen to what I'm saying. First of all, it's classed as a car ramming attack here. So if you do really want to do a fair comparison, bro, listen. If you really want to do a fair comparison, you're going to have to make a comparison between all the different car rammings in the UK.
Yeah, Belly, let me make a point on that.
All the different car rammings in the UK. It's cool, bro. You can speak over me to try not to hear what I'm saying, innit?
No,
yeah? But like, literally just saying the point, innit?
No, but Luke, one second.
Because you're speaking while I'm speaking. You can't hear what I'm saying. You're speaking at the same time.
Luke, let me make one point, yeah, on Veli's point, yeah. Veli, so basically, right, it says here, general data availability, information on car ramming incidents in the UK as a specific crime category isn't readily available in official government statistics. So it's actually, there isn't actually, you know what I mean, data on how
You're
many.
saying that we don't have
a
data on how many
specific crime
crime
category. Yeah, what it says here right now.
Okay, then, so
No,
you're saying
I'm going to show my Belly said, what am I comparing it to, Belly? What should I have to compare it to?
So like car rammings in the UK, people that have been like ramming into crowds and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, what am I comparing it against? Just car rammings, yeah.
Yeah, you're
ramming cars or whatever.
Let's get to the end. This is this first bar chart. So this is global vehicle rammings. Please just Triller, I'll be 2 more minutes.
1 second, I'm going to support your argument.
2 more minutes, Triller.
Yeah, but I'm going to support your argument.
I'll be 2 more minutes.
1 point to support your argument, yeah? In 2014 to 2025, 18 that are suspected jihadi attacks, right, were car rammings, right, from in the UK. So that's 2014 to 2025.
I've just Googled that.
Carry on.
No, because you're speaking as if like you're a professor.
No, but you mentioned less than 18, right?
Have you just Googled that?
I'm helping your argument.
Triller, have you just Googled that? Yes or no?
I'm reading, bro.
Where did this car come from? Who's created this car?
This is global vehicle ramming attacks by ideological motivation.
We're not
So it's
talking
not
about
just
global.
Islamic. This is
We're talking about
ideological motivation. Are you even? You're being so dishonest.
How?
I don't know why.
Bro, you're giving us global, bro. How can you be?
I'll tell you why,
bro, wait. No. Bro, stop that. You literally can't say that. Wait. You cannot say that when you're producing stats worldwide for something that happens in the UK.
I'm not even gone through the stats, Billy.
My bad.
You're talking about global stats, and then say gaslighting it. We're gaslighting you.
Right, so
you're going mad.
I got to correct myself. Yeah,
no, you're not going to correct anybody.
I gave about terrorism,
you wouldn't need to
is
correct yourself
actually
if you just found your fucking neck in.
statistic. Yeah, no,
you wouldn't need to correct yourself if you just
I want to correct myself because I misread it, but I have to. I misread it.
Why are you even reading, Triller? I've got the stats here.
But the stat that I gave wasn't a UK stat. That was a global stat.
Please, miss, I want to be involved, miss. I want to be involved.
In 2014.
Yeah, but why are you reading random stats off Google? I've done the stats. I've done the for you, Triller.
Global fact.
I've got the stats here.
There's only been 18 globally. 18.
Triller. I've got the stats here, you mong. I don't know why you're trying to come off intellectual by googling something on the spot, googling something on the spot, and then reading wrong numbers, and then having to correct yourself 2 minutes later.
Are you a computer? Have you memorized everything?
So be quiet for a minute, and I'll give you the stats.
Go on then.
So Veli said that he's comparing it to worldwide. I've thought about that, Veli. Do you not think I've already thought about it? Again, not my first rodeo. This is per country. France and the USA are the highest. UK and Israel are second place. Germany third. alongside other countries. Fourth, Spain, Sweden, Canada, and Australia.
Out of 18 attacks, 18, because it says from 2015 to 225, 18 globally.
Again,
18 Islamic attacks globally.
To comprehend what we're trying to speak about here.
Are those graphs based on 18?
Yeah, but we're all not Irish, and we're all not like had the victimhood status of Irish people.
A victim, but I'm trying to say to you, you created this
every atrocity that's happened around the world, you've got to find a way out to make Irish people the victims again. Like, honestly, you need to grow up.
Listen, we have been victims. But do you know what?
That's funny still.
I'm over it.
But those
you're not over it. You're not even over the fucking Irish famine. What do you mean you're over it? You're a perpetual victim.
You tell me that we're not. I'm saying we are.
Luke, I'm asking you a question.
My family are over it. The whole
Are
country's over it. But you're not. You still bang on about it.
Are you going to go through the
Why am I over it? Honestly,
I'm using an example of how suspicious.
On those statistics,
You're getting very suspicious of me now, Blue.
What is the number of attacks?
Why would I get suspicious of somebody who's a fucking
because you right through my
Irish victim who doesn't really, who can't get anywhere in a conversation without bringing up the Irish famine, the IRA, all that kind of shit. So never actually contributes to the conversation. All you do is talk about yourself.
You know, you lost the argument.
What's the common occurrence? What's the common occurrence?
We want our country back every day.
About yourself and the Irish every single time.
Because I am Irish.
Oh yeah, I'd never have guessed. I would never have guessed.
I never would have thought you were Italian, but you tell me.
I don't bang on about it. I'm about 8%.
What are you on about? We know all your heritage.
Do I bang on about it every single day? Does every single conversation relate back to me being
because
Italian?
Because you can eradicate it and become a true Brit.
We can't even speak about Palestine. We can't even speak about Palestine without you bringing in the Irish.
Maybe I'll change the record.
We can't speak about Palestine without bringing in the Irish. We can't speak about Liverpool without bringing the Irish.
That's a lie, man. Lig's been on that. Hey, Luke, you're fronting, man. Lig's been on that Israeli side in enough of these arguments bare times when people were saying, when she's said that they said anti-Semitic stuff and all that, man. Come on,
you're not balanced at all. You're one of the most. You're one of the most.
I am because
you're one of the most.
Doesn't get you anywhere arguing about. You have to sit down, take deep breaths,
I'm responding to you. Liggy, I'm responding to you. You're one of the most leftist people I know. The fact that you lived on the kibbutz tells me everything I need to know. You are a leftist. Don't try and pretend that you're in the middle. You're not.
What's wrong with being a leftist?
She's like a bit.
She's like a very political, especially Liggy. Tell me about it.
Okay.
Like, what's
she lived in a kibbutz and she's a lefty, but what does that mean to the argument that she's making though?
I know that she's a lefty, so when she tells me that she's in the middle, I already know that she's not. That's exactly
I'm a laughing leftist, though. I'm a laughing
leftist. She's a centrist, though.
She did. No, she didn't say that. She said that I'm very in the middle, and I made the argument she's not because she's a lefty.
No, when she was talking about the Israel-Palestine debates
equality,
and
and so that if that makes me a lefty.
Yeah,
Luke, are you a lefty?
She's literally not
Are you not? Are you not a lefty now?
But so what?
Why are people
So what if she's a lefty?
Why is she denying it now?
I've always said I've been left-wing.
So why are you denying it?
Lig is asking for peace.
I've never denied I'm not left-wing.
I'm not a lefty. I'm not a lefty.
When you're talking,
the bill says so what, and then you're like, yeah, so what? I'm a lefty. You honestly,
you call her Red Wall Lig. You know that she's a lefty, so I don't know why you're acting like she don't admit that to herself.
She's the one who said she wasn't. So I had to retell. I said, wait,
Lig, you never said you wasn't a lefty, did you?
That you're not a lefty now. Have you been here for the past 3 minutes? Or
yeah, no, because I think sometimes. I think
if she's a lefty, but so what? What does that mean to the argument?
She said that she was in the middle. I said she's not in the middle. She's a lefty.
No, but that was in the Israel-Palestine debate, bro. She was talking about it, bro. Listen, I made it. Wait, Luke. Let me tell you why. Yeah.
As a general statement.
All right, let me tell you why I'm saying that. Yeah. Let me tell you why. All right, listen to me and let me tell you why I'm saying that.
You're making up your own argument.
No, but listen, bro. Listen. You just finished speaking, innit? Yeah. But now listen to what I was saying. Yeah. In this last 5 minutes of talking here, yeah, I was saying that Lig has been unbiased in the Israel-Palestine thing because she's jumped on and said, that's anti-Semitic when certain people have said certain things about Israelis and Israel within the debates between Israel and Palestine, yeah, and she said something about she's in the center about that. That's why I was saying that she was talking about the Israel-Palestine thing rather than just talking about her political standing in general.
No,
I'm
I mean,
listening.
one minute,
And
I'm responding to him, Leg.
as I
Leg, I'm responding
said,
to
I
him.
don't
Leg, I'm,
deny
Leg,
it.
I'm responding to him. So, right, what we should do now then is have a conversation about Israel and Palestine, and I'll prove myself right again that Leg is not in the centre when it comes to that, and she's quite on the left when it comes.
So are you
And she
far
also
right when you want to kill everybody in
She
Gaza?
said
same
that.
type of shit that the
Are
leftists
you
do.
far
If,
right
if,
where you
if
want
I
to
need to
kill
prove
every
myself right on that as well, I will
Palestinian?
do.
You
No,
want
I
to kill?
agree. I do think Palestine should have a place to exist.
Thank
You
you,
said
thank you.
you
I'm
want
not
to
saying that you're
nuclear
wrong for
bomb the
that,
whole of
but you are
Palestine.
backing up
Make
my
it
How's
far
that?
right.
But wait,
I
hold on a
never
second.
denied
How's that?
that.
But
That's
how
what
does
I'm
that make
saying.
you
I
still
also
not
think
be in the
Israel has a
centre in the
place
Israel
why are you
Palestine
moving
thing?
the goalpost? You just said she's centre on it.
Bro, you just said what on the Israel Palestine thing? She said she's in the centre, really. Like
She's not in the
that's really
centre.
being a two-state solution
You're
person.
saying that. Are you in the centre when it comes to Israel and Palestine, Leg?
Yeah, I've always said that.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah,
acted that
two-state
That's
way?
what she
solution.
just said earlier.
Yeah.
That's what she
Have
just
you
said
attended?
earlier.
Have you?
But
One
wanting
minute.
I
Have you
don't
attended?
actually get
but
that
listen,
much
wanting
involved. I've
Palestine
been
to
at
have their
one
own state
argument
doesn't mean that
about
you're
it,
fucking
Three
and
on one.
I've talked to
Guys,
you
calm
you're a
about
down.
it, but
Palestinian.
actually I
Right,
don't
calm
really
down.
get involved because it's too
Luke,
an
you
impassioned
yeah,
argument.
right. And
Right.
no, but Luke, you said you want to literally nuclear bomb the whole of Palestine,
I'll
right?
nuke your mum. What are you talking about?
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. You said that, right? Killing
Yes.
women, children, babies, everybody, yeah?
I'll say it again. Be quiet.
That's
I'm going to say it
So
again.
extreme.
Be quiet.
That's
Be quiet. I'm going to
extreme.
say it again. For
then
the
that would make
70th
you
time.
far right on the
But if
Palestine
you
issue.
There
was
you
to take
go.
my family, if you was to take my family, I'd nuke the lot of
Right.
yous. Your babies,
Right.
your
So,
nanas, your granddads. I don't care
right.
who's in your house. You're getting nuked.
Right.
Don't
So
take
would
my
that make you
family.
far right? So would that make
No.
you far right?
No.
No.
You might try and
No.
make out I'm far right.
No, but the Jewish community are a family, right? And their family
Oh,
has been
shut up.
attacked,
What?
right? Their people have been
Honestly,
attacked,
you's all
and they are
fucking.
basically
You are
killing people,
backward when
and
it
they're
comes to these
making a
types of
sport of
conversations.
it, right? They're making a sport of it.
Right, what are you
And
going to do
you're
about
basically
it?
saying
Would
you
that
would
make you
eradicate all of
extreme?
those
All you've been
people.
doing, yeah, and all you've been doing from the
It would
beginning is
make you
crying about
extreme.
it. And now Israel are taking Gaza. They're literally taking Gaza. Do something about it. You can't.
Dude,
Stop crying.
again, right? But that makes you
You
far
say
right.
wait, hold on a sec. Are you telling people that we should go and fight for Hamas?
Palestine. Shut up. Fucking hell, man.
Hey Luke, are you saying that the man who should go to fight for Hamas? Obviously that
I
would
urge
be
them
like
to. They'll get blown up. They'll get blown up. I won't
that
need
would
to nuke
be
them. I won't need to
that
nuke
would
them.
be going to fight for a prescribed organization. Obviously, that's a criminal.
Are you
You
trying
know what I'm
to
saying?
try
Like,
to set me up?
You got Lig calling for
How?
peace, and you calling for
How
war.
would
Why
that
would
be
you want me to
setting
make
you
that?
up?
better
Why
Yes,
would you want me to make that statement
listen.
live on air?
No. Bro,
Yeah,
listen to what you're saying.
you're
Yeah?
fucking
I'm saying. All right, listen to what I'm saying. Yeah, I said.
You just asked
Are
me
you
directly.
telling
Do
people
I want him? Am I encouraging people to go and fight for Hamas? If I was to
for Hamas, a
answer that with
pro-prescribed
yes, you
organization?
could report me for encouraging
How?
people for terrorism. That'll get prevent looking at
How?
me
You're
doing.
against Hamas, but you listen. Even with a
Regardless,
fucking
encouraging people to
duty
fight for
solicitor,
Hamas, regardless of
even
my
with a
opinion,
duty
is still a
solicitor,
crime.
even with a duty solicitor, you would defeat that fucking thing.
No. You're a fucking.
I would give
You're
evidence for
not
you
trying to
in
set
court,
people up.
bro. Behave yourself, man. Stop it, man. Stop that, man. Stop being silly, bro. I will give evidence for you in court myself and saying I obviously don't think that he is 100% or 99% or even 1%. Listen.
This is what I mean. So how would you be able to give
Listen to
evidence
the-
if you
bro,
were
listen to
involved
the-
in the crime?
Listen to the state.
First
Do you know what's annoying? Yeah, what's annoying about you guys? Like sometimes, yeah,
It's
is
called a
that
character
instead of listening to the actual sentence and the statement, yeah, and making a comment on the statement, you listen to a part of the statement that you want to hear and then make a comment on that. Yeah. So I was gonna say, like I was saying. Yeah, I don't think that he is 100%, 99%, or 1% a Hamas supporter or someone that's in favor for people joining Hamas or being a part of Hamas or a supporter of Hamas, bro. Like,
Did you remember
so,
respond?
I don't
My
know.
response was it was a sarcastic one that said, regardless of what percent, the fact that you're giving evidence when you're not involved in the case tells me that you are involved in the case, and you did grass me up.
No, he's doing the character reference in your defense, you idiot.
How have you managed to give evidence
He's
on my
not
case?
defending
Stop that,
you,
man.
you idiot.
Why?
What the
Listen,
fuck is wrong with you?
come on, man. Have you never been to court before? Do you not know how courts work? Like, if you can have people give character references for you.
Put somebody online.
You can have people give character references.
I'll go to a shop. I'll go to a shop. Keep a
You're
calm.
hypothetical, bro. Come on, man. Calm down. It's you
My
that
boss-
was
my
saying
boss is
that you're
called
gonna get
Yusuf.
charged
I'll get my boss.
for this shit, bro. Listen, this is why it is extremely annoying. Yeah, it's you've created this hypothetical scenario. Now we're trying to put the fucking lay the carpet on the hypothetical scenario. You won't even let anyone finish a fucking sentence, bruv. Like, calm down, cuz.
What are you gonna say?
What are you doing?
Against me.
Brother, no one wants you to go to jail for telling anyone to join Hamas, cuz. Like, we're having a fucking... This is a side discussion of the main discussion. The main discussion is about if the
guy that was driving the car in Liverpool was not ethnically English person, the way that the far right supporters describe anyone to be ethnically English, would that have caused the race riots? Yeah.
Yeah, but again, why is
in
this
my
like
opinion,
why is this like
in
a
my
far
opinion,
right
bro,
like-
because it's it's
So
true.
I'll give you my opinion.
It's
Right,
true.
I'll
It's
give you
not,
my
bro. Listen, this is wait, hold on, bro. Listen, the thing about it is that you guys may be shocked when you hear someone like me say it or whatever in it, but I'm not the only person that's saying that. Like, I've already played 2 mainstream media people that have said the exact same thing that I've said. Like, it's
Yeah,
not.
but
It's not.
mainstream
I'm not the only
media
person that holds that opinion.
Yeah, Billy,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you were the ones who told us not to look back in anger and that Islam was a religion of peace. Like, what? Do we expect anything else from the media? No, we don't. But what I don't
but this has
agree
got
with,
nothing to do with Islam.
Billy, no, I'm not saying it is. Just let me finish. What I don't like is how it's been made into like a far right or far left or any type of political issue. My statement stands that I don't blame anybody who jumps to the conclusion that it's an Islamic terrorist attack whenever occurrences like this happen, car rammings,
And
mass
I would
stabbings
agree
and
with
stuff
you.
like that. I
would
understand
agree
why
with you,
people
and
think
because of the social
Islam-
conditioning that the media
Billy,
has
I
been
don't
doing
think
That's
over
cool.
the last few years.
Let him finish. Hey, Triller, let him finish, bro. Let him get to the end so
I mentioned
everyone can hear what he
Muslims,
said.
Billy, hey, you can't talk about Muslims. You can't talk about Muslims. I'll pick
But
up
no
the
one
phone
ever
and
said,
say,
bro.
Allah.
Come on, man. I don't know why you guys do this sort of stuff though, because no one actually said you can't. All right, listen, all right, bro. Listen, if you rewind and listen to the conversation at the time when you've made your statement about anyone speculating who is this, that, and who is that, or whatever, I've literally jumped on and said to you, bro, you're making a different point to the point that I'm trying to make, or the point that we've played in videos before you jumped on, or what?
I'll prove my point because
Because
truly,
I've
the
literally,
point,
no, but I've
bro,
defended
listen,
your
let
argument.
me finish though, bro. Let me
No, but
finish.
Luke, I've
Let me
defended your argument, bro.
Let me
I've
finish.
literally-
Wait, hold on. Let me finish, yeah. Wait. Let me finish. Let me finish though, yeah. Because I was saying that yes, it's people can speculate and have ideas on who they think it is. Like, that's okay. No one's not going to be against anyone's faults or whatever. We're talking about the people that was wanting it to be someone of color or whatever religion that they hate and this, that, and the other, so they could shit stir it and turn it into some sort of race riots. Like, so that's not even the same point that me and you are arguing about. Because, and I've tried to explain this. This is like the second time now that I've tried to say this to you. Like, yo, your point is a separate point, and no one's actually even arguing. Even Triller said that he agrees with your point. So. No one's even arguing against what you're saying.
I literally pointed out to Lig that literally in the 90s, when bombings were going off, people automatically assumed IRA.
Assumed it was IRA. That's the same thing what Lig was saying. And then it turned into a beef.
Because at the very beginning I said, no, Billy, you're not. I'm not saying that when I'm speaking. I'm speaking to Triller. As soon as I mentioned it, Triller said, "Yeah, but why do you think that? Why do you think that?" When I said that, my first assumption. 1 minute, Billy. 1 minute, Triller. And then you can speak. So when I first said that, my first assumption whenever I hear about incidents like this is Islamic extremism. Triller, did you or did you not say, yeah, but why do you think like that, Luke?
Yeah, I'm asking you directly.
I rest my case.
Yeah, but again, so I reinstate, right, the fact that I believe it's because of the media and the social conditioning that's happening by the fucking mainstream media.
Islamic attacks that have occurred in this country.
Right? And then you've got obviously people and propagators and you know, antagonizers like fucking Tommy Robinson and certain movements that Dave promotes and so on and so forth, right? Blaming the immigrants for all the issues in this country when clearly it's not the case. But carry on.
I'm going to jump off. No hard feelings to anyone. Anyway, instead of jumping, maybe a bridge to your...
No, jump.
That's all I'm saying.
Don't mention jumping on a bridge.
Instead of jumping, assuming... Maybe they're the words that are really just high in the sky words, aren't they? So that knows anything. So that's what I'm saying. Them things are dangerous in my mind, and I like to bridge it and think, could it be this, that, or whatever? Because you don't know.
No,
and on that, take care.
Yeah.
Keep the red flag.
That's like your little
I'm not going to argue with you anymore.
Comments again in it, but I mean, if somebody was to say, mention bridge and multiple stabbings in the same sentence, or
the trouble.
You're an idiot.
And I think so. Triller, I'm going to ask you a direct question now. Please try and be honest.
Go on.
If I was to say, oh, breaking news, there's been and I said it before, I don't know if you answered, a bomb at the arena, at Manchester Arena, Lady Gaga concert. What would be your first initial response? What do you think? Islamic terrorist attack? Or what do you think? Oh, faulty lighting. What would you think?
I mean, probably more than likely, especially the shit that's going on in Palestine and everything else, where Muslims are being killed and the British government are not intervening as much as they should be. I mean, I would say probably.
Now you're getting down. Now you're going into like actually defending it.
I get you. No, I'm not defending. I'm just trying to tell you.
Trying off the reasons as to why people might.
You know what?
I'm
not. But you see, I'm not literally denying the fact that you can have reflex thoughts, right? That
what would be your answer?
Mind
give me the fucking answer, man.
Yeah, I'm not denying what you just said.
No, what are you saying? Give me an answer.
I'm just agreeing with you, right? I'm not saying.
I'm not saying what I would say.
I wouldn't dismiss that it would be an Islamic attack. You know.
I'm not saying dismiss it. Would your first assumption be Islamic? Yes or no?
I don't know. It might be, right?
Oh
but generally speaking,
you're so fake, and you're cringe.
I'm not dismissing it. Like I don't understand.
All fake as fuck.
I'm not being fake. I'm just saying I wouldn't.
That's what it is.
See what Louise is saying in the chat. Yeah, that's what I originally thought. You know what? When I first heard about this car ramming or whatever, I literally thought it was going to be like an Everton fan or something like that. Disgruntled.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's exactly what I thought. What team does he support? That's exactly what I thought. Is he an Arsenal fan, bro? Is he an Arsenal fan?
I honestly thought when that first happened.
Is he a Man United fan? Is he an Everton fan? Like, what is it?
You must have got over the rammings. I remember I grew up with them. Those pictures remained in my head.
I honestly,
I even remember at one point Ramadan was renamed Ramadan because of how many rammings occurred during Ramadan. So whenever I hear of ramming, the first thing you think about is Islam.
Dude, I think you're being disingenuous because we just looked at your data, right? We just looked at your graph. One second. Let me talk here. Like, we just looked at the data. 18 across the world globally, from 2014 to 2025.
Liar.
Right, so give me a number. That's what I got. I can show you what I got. Show me what you got, bitch. Pause.
I'll give you the number, yeah. So 1 minute, let me get it here. I've got all the facts here. You shouldn't have asked for that. So global terrorism data, the GTD, between 1970 and 2019 recorded 257 vehicle-based terrorist attacks globally that are inspired by Islamic extremism.
Okay.
71% of these incidents occurred in the last 6 years.
So I got 18 that are actually but I got 18 that are actually. No, dude.
The argument's not.
Wait, Billy, he's acting as if he's researched this. He's acting and he's speaking as if he's researched it.
I've got 18.
You gave me no correct numbers. I'm not disputing, Luke. I'm not disputing your numbers. I'm not saying your numbers are wrong. Bro. I know. You just showed in the numbers, and then now you got the numbers. He knows the numbers, right? No, he's not denying.
No, he's denying
Are you denying the numbers that he just read out?
No, I didn't deny it. No, I didn't.
Exactly, he's not denying. You heard it from the horse's mouth.
Wait, so who's right? So am I correct or you correct, Villa? Triller?
I got to look into it, bro.
There you go. That's not dishonest, Billy.
Yeah,
no, go on. I acknowledge it.
You already got him with saying that he's not denying the numbers that you gave him, innit? Yeah, so,
he did.
Bob, like I was saying, yeah.
DJ Soul is saying 257 is a very small number, very small sample size. Yeah, very small sample. This is how people like to downplay Islamic extremist attacks. There shouldn't be any. It should be zero, DJ Soul.
No, in an ideal world, there should be no murders, no killings. In an ideal world,
about murders or killings. We're talking about Islamic car rammings. Very specific.
Okay, cool. Right. So when it comes down to it, what
years
were you talking about?
Is that this wasn't even an Islamic car ramming. That's the whole point that we're arguing about or whatever. That if it was an Islamic car ramming, if it was someone from a different ethnicity that carried out,
people are all defending it as if it is. Defending it. You're making the argument as if people are
defending it, bro. For fuck's sake, man. Listen. No. Don't listen to that. Don't say I'm making that argument because I've not even made the point to you yet. Oh. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Let me make the argument, bro. Listen to the point. Bro, forget that.
257 fucking car ramming.
Alright, cool. Let him type out what he's typing. Yeah, go back and forth with him in the comment section. Listen to the point that I'm trying to make.
1 minute, 70% of it. Yeah, he's saying it's over decades. If you listen to what I said, 70% of those 256, do your numbers, 70% of them have happened in the past 6 years. So it's not over decades. Checkmate. If you want to bring facts, DJH, you
Bro,
jump on.
bro.
It's your own little fucking clubhouse where nobody's allowed in unless they let
Sorry,
you
so
fucking
you're talking
shoot.
about over a
And you
decade,
jump on here
over
and let's have a
12
one-on-one
years.
conversation. Or it can be
What
three
year?
on one.
Wait, hold on.
Listen to the point. Listen to the
277.
point. The
Hold on,
point is,
one
yeah.
second, Billy.
numbers.
Luke,
277 from what
Luke, let me
year?
ask you the question. Let me ask you the question. Yeah, that is the actual thing of what we're saying though. So if it was a guy, a Muslim, a guy of different ethnicity or whatever, what would you be calling for in this situation or scenario?
Interesting.
If it was an Islamic extremist attack,
Yes.
then
Yeah.
99% it would have been known to prevent. I think that would have been more, again, solid reason why we need to do something about the so-called watch list. I've been calling for ages to call this so-called watch list into a fucking either life imprisonment or deport, or have some fucking training camp on some fucking British house somewhere that we don't use that's going to fucking de-radicalise them. But we're not just going to wait for them to be on a wait list and then for them to commit attacks. But more than likely, it would have come out that yes, it was known, and I think that would be more reason why we would have to do something specifically about Islamic extremism, and we can't just
what would that be?
Let me finish. We can't just proceed moving forward like we have done, pussyfooting around it because it might offend some Muslims, which I understand, and I don't think that we should blame all Muslims. We shouldn't blame the vast majority of Muslims. We should blame Islamic extremism, and we should be able to speak about Islamic extremism without moderate Muslims getting fucking pissy about it.
You mean terrorists in general?
Islamic extremism.
Cool. Like I was saying, yeah. All right. Wait. Luke, listen.
Islamic terrorism, if I may.
All right. Listen, bro. Yeah. So, what you didn't call for was people to be running up on this hotel. We need to be running up on this people's houses. We need to have a protest outside so and so mosque, and we need to do this, that, and the other, and blah blah blah. You get me? Yeah. So that's the point of the arguments that is being made by not just myself, but by people in the mainstream media that have their own fucking production companies and blah blah blah. They're saying, and I'm saying, yeah, because I agree with the point or whatever. If it was someone of ethnicity that's not classed as, say, ethnically English or whatever, this could have been a spark that would have led into some race riots that would have happened in Liverpool due to this thing happening or whatever. That's the argument. That's really the points that we're speaking about. Like no one ever said anything about Islamic car
Again, you make it a far right issue. Was there any riots about it?
Say again, sorry?
Was there any riots?
No, the only reason why there wasn't riots because the
you're assuming there though. You're assuming that.
The only reason why there wasn't riots.
You can't prove, really, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, it's my assumption. No, listen. Yeah. It's my assumption, yeah, the only reason, yeah, and the main reason that the police released the details of the suspects and the ethnicity specifically was to make sure that there wasn't anything that happened like the same thing that happened after Southport.
But then people are making that argument now, Billy.
I know people being able to shit stuff. That's the point.
Yeah, but people are making that argument now. Made the argument that the only reason why they did hold back the information with Rudy Cabana was because he was a child. We all know why they had to release the information on Rudy Cabana, and it was because it was to quell suspicions. And I understand the police. I understand the police why they might have acted a lot quicker on this occasion because historically, car rammings equal Islamic terrorism. So if they know immediately that it's nothing to do with that, then
I disagree because again, the data
they released the information because previously, like what happened with Axel Ruda Cabana's murder in the girls in Southport. Yeah, after that, there was false names given out. It was supposed to be some Syrian refugee that had just come off. Some Syrian. But that's the reason why the people came out of their houses and went to did their rights, right? Because they believed, yeah. So it is. So at the end of the day, it was misinformation, bro. Stop doing that, man, because you keep trying to cut what I'm saying in the middle of what I'm saying. Stop doing that, bro. It's really annoying. Can you stop doing that? Let me finish my point, and then if you have points that you want to make that I've addressed or whatever, address them. Don't address them while I'm making them, bro. Yeah. So. That is the reason why they gave. That's the reason why they gave out the information that they gave out at the moment, because they didn't want misinformation to be spread and another fucking race riot like what happened in Southport to happen again this time. That's the reason why they gave out the details.
Exactly. when Nigel
not
Farage
arguing
was
with that.
pressing for it last time. But
Why,
at the
why,
end
do
of
you
the
think,
day,
why do you think they did it sooner, though, Billy? Why do you think they
no,
did it?
because again, to prevent something like the riots happening,
Yeah,
like
so
last
to
Yeah, I'm
prevent,
asking
to
him why
prevent
do you
anything
think.
like
Why
that
do,
even taking place.
we were
yes,
talking
yeah.
about that
Why do you
earlier.
think it happened sooner? What do you think? What do you think they took into account, Billy?
Clearly, dumb fucks like you and other people that
Bro,
want to fucking,
there's
create
people
a fucking
on
scenario that doesn't
pages
exist.
like
dishonest.
X and others, yeah, that will make speculations, give false names and even false details of these people that they're going to be claiming would have carried out the car ramming in Liverpool if the details hadn't come out so quickly and fast by
Billy,
by
if
the
it was
police.
if it was a
The
takeaway
police even
car,
said themselves, listen, the police even said themselves here that they've been asking to make sure that they can give the details of the whoever, whatever the perpetrator is, to quell any sort of uprising and speculations and so and so, and they can just carry on with doing their job rather than having to deal with
yeah,
speculation and different
I'm
shit that
asking
can happen from that.
why do you think they had the need to tell and to quash people's?
You know what? You know what? Can I answer that question for you,
Because
Billy?
No, I'm
Yeah?
asking
Like,
Billy.
I keep saying
no,
the
but
same
Billy,
thing,
share,
man.
share my
My
screen. Share my
answer's the
screen.
same answer, Luke. Luke,
Yeah.
my answer's the same thing, yeah. Is they gave the information so quick and fast because,
Yeah.
like what happened in Southport, when the information wasn't given out,
Right,
people
yeah, but
was
you're missing my
able to
point, Billy. No, you're
speculate.
missing my point. I don't think. Do you think they would have done the same if there was a boat incident that led to 10 people dead? Do you think they'd do the same? Do you think that there'd be that fear of riots? Why was the
Boat
fear of riots there?
Dude,
Because it was a car ramming.
Because that's what I'm
And
trying to
car
say.
rammings
No,
equal
Not just
because the
car
people in the
ramming.
far
That's just-
right was
come on,
because the people in the far right was going to be able to use whatever speculation they could to try and stir it up.
I
But
agree.
why are you
Not
saying
just
exactly
any
now? That's
car
the point
ramming,
I've been
dude.
saying from the start, though, bro.
But don't
It's literally the same point.
don't blame 1 minute. Yeah, but I'm saying don't blame them for the reason why the police have to come out and give the information.
Oh, bro.
Blame the fact that there's been
Huh?
Islamic terrorist attacks that have equaled Islamic terrorist attacks that have
Of course you blame
included
them.
mass rammings, and
They're
that
not mass
usually in
We
people's
don't have
heads,
the information.
usually
The
implies
government
a
do not
terrorist
collect
attack.
data on
And yes,
ramming.
The whole
everything that's
point is
happened
that
recently,
this
Billy,
ain't nothing
the
to do
tensions
with
being
Islam or
high.
Muslims.
I know why the government had to release that
Government
information.
don't collect data as a criminal
Yeah,
reference.
yeah. So
Just that
listen,
particular
yeah.
attack. Yeah.
How this one was nothing to do with Muslims or Islam or anyone of any sort of ethnicity, that the far right people was going to be able to do the shit stirring to stir it up or whatever. That's why the police gave out the details so quick and fast. God knows what would have happened. Wait, hold on, let me finish, bro. God knows what would have happened or what steps they would have taken if the person was of an ethnic minority or was someone of a religion that the people don't look too favourable
This is
to
where I
in
disagree
the
with you.
mainstream. God knows what would happen.
Minority is not enough for me to want to not riot, but
If anything, I think it would have been smart for them
if
to
you was to
withhold
say,
information until it's completely
Hello,
fucking.
why do you-
Not for the
why-
for the people on the far right. Sorry, I thought we finished, but you
No,
said.
chill it. I mean,
you-
Billy, I've lost my point now.
Alright, like I was saying, yeah,
You can share my
you was
screen.
talking about the reason for people wanting to start an uprising or whatever, and I'm making the same point, bro. I don't know why you're saying that.
Yeah,
Why-
so
why you're
yeah, do
saying
you
that.
think? Oh, that was a question. So, do you think that if it was Islamic extremism, or the police had initial suspicions that it was, do you think they would have been that quick to release that information?
I think they wouldn't have personally.
Sure.
I think they would have. I think they would have. I think it would be
They
smarter to withhold
would have
it.
released the information, yeah, but they would have got on the streets, man, to make sure that people.
No,
ain't
they
even
wouldn't.
fucking-
Oh, they wouldn't have.
Gonna pick up no
But
fucking
let's
stink
not
or whatever.
pretend like it's all about like transparency and shit. Like, because I've heard people make that argument that like, oh yeah, we need to see more transparency. They'll only show us and they'll only tell us things like, and I understand
I
why.
made that
well
argument about
tempers,
the
but
transparency.
I wouldn't gaslight the people who are getting angry and saying you can't get angry at these types of things. Of course,
Who said that?
Can I
Who
ask
said
you a
that?
question?
No one ever said that. That's even
It's-
now
it's
you're
the way-
strawmanning,
the way
yeah?
it's
Because
handled.
no,
It's the way
no,
it's
no, 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 no. No one has said that anyone can't be angry or upset or even have speculation of who they thought carried out the thing. Bob. What we were saying was the actions that people were going to take after that. If what actions you was going to take after that was going to lead to other people going out to flipping cause riots on the streets and looking
Right.
for
Which
people
wouldn't
of different ethnicity that they need to attack and so and so, so and so.
Right.
then that's why the police gave out the information that they was.
Right. Is that not a possibility though, Luke? Right. That literally innocent people would be attacked, right? Knowing that if it was a Muslim person or somebody from a different background, for example, they might go out there and attack random
argument. I've already agreed with you. I know why the police released the information.
No, but do you think that would have happened? Is it a possibility that Asian people, if it was an Asian person, for example, would have been attacked? Muslim people would have been attacked, or anybody looking like a Muslim person in terms of them looking like an Asian.
How many times do you want the answer? Or how many different ways do you want the answer?
Go on.
I understand why the police did release information.
No, you're not answering the question.
I'm answering. You've interrupted me.
Would they have been attacked? Would they have been attacked? Is there a strong possibility?
Let me know when you finish. I'll try again.
Yeah, let me know again. I'll repeat it. Yeah.
I don't know why. I've got my answer ready.
No, because you're trying to be political about it. Yeah,
no,
you're not
trying to give you an answer. I'm trying to give you a very clear and concise answer.
Right, brilliant. So again, right, if it was a Muslim person, right, do you think that Asian people in general, or anybody that people would suspect looking like a Muslim person in this country, right, be attacked, right, randomly in this country because of the attacks that happened in Liverpool?
Have you finished?
Yep.
Are you going to interrupt me?
Nope.
Thank you. So I understand why the police did release the information on the guy. Clearly, from what happened in London, in Liverpool, they wanted to quash tempers, quash suspicions, and yes, prevent innocent people from being hurt. Now, if you'd allowed me to finish what I was going to say, you would have not had the need to repeat yourself about 4 times and just come across as a fucking gonzo. But if you want to continue coming across as a gonzo, then be my guest. Gonzo.
I'm sorry,
So
you're done. Are you done? You didn't answer my question. You do know that, right? You did.
Guys, did you, I think
is there a possibility, right?
I'm not going to answer again. You're a retard if you didn't get that. You're a retard.
It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no.
Yes or no. It's not yes or no. I answered you. If you're too dumb to decipher,
yes. You answered yes. Okay, cool. So you answered yes. Good.
Right. This is getting childish now, Triller.
Let me just play this video.
No. Right, I'll catch you later, Veli. It's been a pleasure. I'll try and jump on again.
No, that's fine.
When you can actually have a conversation. When we can actually have a conversation. Until then, I'll be in the chat.
Brilliant. Take care.
Chat.
How did it say fuck off in Italian? Fucking hell. I know the hand gesture. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna take a piss before I fucking play this video. Give us a couple minutes. I'll play the video. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Going on, as you do. But down here, some guy was like to me, he was like, Billy, bro, get the fuck away from here. Some guys just gone into some
killing our kids, bro.
Who are?
It doesn't matter that it was a white man. They're being radicalized. And it was a white man.
Yeah, but we don't know what's happened.
We don't know what's happened. No,
we can't speculate.
The video that's come out, why turn into a crowd? Why okay, you can go straight, why turn into a crowd?
Yeah, but we don't know what's happened really, do we?
One does.
Let's speculate. You can't. You know, to be fair, I've just heard a story where he was trying to get through, they were smashing his car.
But all I know
was
is
you there?
I'm there with 3 kids. I wasn't there when it happened, Billy.
Yeah.
I'm there with 3 lads there at the corner there.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing babies getting rushed in like it was a conveyor belt, lads. Like, and
I believe there was 30 ambulances there. I've just been told by one of the officers.
Some guy said to me, he went, go now. Some guys just gone into 20 people.
Yeah.
And everyone started running across me.
Well, that's some serious road rage, or there's some agenda he's got going on, and I don't know, mate, and I can't
So I've walked over the line now, Billy, been with me mate, and I've been wrapped up, been cuffed up for nothing, I
think what it is, I think it's a crime scene. Yeah, you know, you've got no chance here today with all this fame, lad. Trust me.
So, but I've moved away, Billy.
Yeah.
No, out of respect, because I know with the situation.
Yeah.
But they're not asked, police. It's like another day, Billy.
Just gonna let you tell you, you've had a bevy, right? You're gonna be on my YouTube because you've walked onto the scene.
I don't mind, bro. I watch all the time, bro.
What I'm saying is, right, we don't know what's happened yet, right?
It's just that, but what the police are saying is, there's nothing to see here.
Yeah.
There's nothing to see here. Our kids are dying. Our kids are fucking dying. What do you mean there's nothing to see here? People, someone's been rammed into, whether it's racism,
I think what
whether
he's trying to say is we don't know yet.
No one knows nothing, but people are what do you mean there's nothing to see here? Why am I getting cuffed up for nothing?
Stop drawing trend lines. Stop.
Yo,
Pussy Clark, man. These times here, man, I had to run out the shower, you know. I'm like,
my
oh,
bad, bro. My
blood
bad.
clot.
I literally just I pressed the wrong button.
Was it just me, or were it a little bit quiet then? Did you have a technical issue or what?
Nah, I tried to close the video. I tried to close the video. I threw myself off by accident. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't even know you threw yourself off there because I was thinking, where's Triller? Where's he gonna chat?
Sorry, Benny.
Right, go on, carry on, man. Let me just quickly finish getting dressed, man. So what's he going?
Triller.
Go on, muckers.
Just like last night, I've got to be brutally honest. You're a much more forgiving person than me. You let me on my panel for me 5 minutes of fun, and I wouldn't have had the fucking bollocks, man enough, in it to forgive to let you on my panel if I was doing the same, I don't think. And I said, even if you did threaten sexual assault on my mum, along with many other mothers, I said, I've said some equally bad shit back to you. It were only a retaliatory.
It would have been consensual, muckers. I would have flirted with her, and I would have It would have never been assault.
Right?
All right,
right. So I've
it
got
would
to be
have.
honest
It would have been a
again.
pickup. Fucking hell.
I can tell when your blood alcohol levels at fucking zero. And tonight was probably one of the 0.1% times Triller actually looked the better person. Fucking hell, I can't believe I'm saying this, but fair's fair. All that fucking screaming and shouting, all that interrupting, all because Paul Luke had spent 6 hours preparing a fucking high school level PowerPoint presentation, and you won't let the poor little mate fucking play it. And you fucking nasty bastards! How could you? Fucking hell. Anyway, yeah, it was a very interesting debate. A little bit shouty at times. I don't really think I can expand much more other than take the piss, but go on.
The irony is, I literally agreed with Luke in certain regards to, how people can, like sort of in a reflex kind of fucking action, presume it might be a Muslim thing. But I blame that on the mainstream media, and the shit that's been going on over the last few years, right? It's not prominent, for Muslim people to be attacking people. It's not prominent, for these terrorist attacks by Muslim people to be happening, but they've definitely been emphasized by the mainstream media. So I wouldn't be surprised, like how we would presume the IRA, are to blame for any bombings that happened in the UK in the 90s. And I tried to make that point. So I was agreeing with him a lot of the times, and he just didn't fucking seem to understand. I was actually like, mate, I understand where you're coming from,
You know what it is, yeah? It's sometimes, yeah, when you're throwing stones, yeah, some people feel till the stone hit them, yeah, when it's not even, you're not even aiming the stone at them or nothing or what. You know what I mean? Like, so, like the points that was making about the far right agitators that will go online and talk shit to try to stir up some sort of flipping race riot or whatever. I wasn't speaking about Luke in those terms or whatnot, but I feel like he felt that we was maybe thinking he would have been one of the people, wouldn't it? Like, so that's
Dude,
why I
I
said
was gonna be there. I was
wait,
gonna.
hold on. And wait, hold on. That's why I said, yeah, um, without bias in the question. What would you do then if it was a so and so? Yeah.
Right.
And all of his answers that he gave you, like or whatever, none of them was, we need to go out and protest outside this place, that place, or the other. So I said that shows you that the people that I'm speaking about ain't you in it because you're not calling for that. So you know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't be offended by
Dude, you
anything that's
even
being said.
defended him. You even said you give him a character witness that this guy would definitely not
Yeah.
be part of Hamas.
And he
this
said,
guy,
"Bro, you're trying to send him to." He's like, "You want me to go jail?" I'm like, "God damn, bro, fucking hell, you're well paranoid."
He's mad.
The haze has got you, cuz. The haze has got
You
man
even
getting
said to him, bro,
paro.
I'll keep you out of jail, bro. All right.
I'll give you a character reference, bro, and say like, cuz, as far as I can see, I've never heard you once say you'll be supportive to Hamas. You get me? Like, car. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've said I would be supportive to Hamas, though. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't
And
say
he
that in
couldn't.
fucking
He
court,
didn't
though,
get
you
it.
get me?
He just didn't get
Yeah.
it. He didn't. He didn't even want to understand what a character reference was. Like he was like, "What? What's that?" Like, what the fuck? Fucking hell! Oh, he was delirious today. Go on, Muckers.
I can't really expand more than that. I mean, I think you know how it'll work. If in terms of the fucking throwing stones, listen, this is coming from a big nose, big chin Fraggle Misen, but I don't think I'd ever have the fucking audacity to call someone Gonzo if I had a fucking nose like that. Anyway, on that note, I'm gonna jump off. I'll catch you all later.
Not gonna lie, that's the truth. That's the truth.
Behave yourself, man. You weren't being sarcastic, cuz, man.
No,
In
but
that time there, you wasn't being sarcastic, cuz.
He's got
Like,
a point though. Fucking, he's dissing my nose. Like,
Nah,
motherfucker.
you was triggered in that point, innit? Because you thought that man was trying to send you to fucking jail and all that, cuz, man. I was like, cuz, calm down, man. You're trying to send you to jail, cuz.
Bro, that's funny. Though. You're dissing my nose, yeah. You want to look at your nose, bitch. I mean, fuck, you know, I didn't want to go to certain relations. You get me, mad thing. Oh my days, mad thing, bro. Man's got a hook. Okay, no, that was funny though. But yeah, my thing there from the video that I just played, right, was how that person blatantly just presumed like it was an Islamic thing, innit? He was like, it doesn't matter if he's white. You know what I mean? He could have been, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't say it in verbatim, but like he's trying to insinuate that he could be fucking converted or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like he didn't see any other alternative. Where see Billy, he blatantly, the host, right? He blatantly saw that. Look, I'm gonna be fucking objective and say, look, that's some severe road rage. That is some crazy shit. That what we just witnessed. What we fucking know about. Like it could be anything right now. We don't know. So let's not speculate. Let's just fucking. You know what I mean? Like take it for what it is. Somebody had rammed their fucking car into people. We don't know why. When you see the videos of his car getting battered, I got plenty of videos, by the way, I could show you right now. This guy's car is getting fucking smashed up. You know what I mean? People are punching his car, kicking his car, breaking his fucking windscreen wiper and everything, bro. Like they are battering his car. Do you know what I mean? And like it goes, he probably got fucking super angry. Like he probably saved up his whole life to buy this car. You know what I mean? And then fucking, everyone's breaking it down. Like, he got pissed off and he fucking took it out on fucking innocent pedestrians. You get me? That's generally what happened. But for people to insinuate that it was more than that it was like not somebody pissed off, at the people hitting his car, that it was literally an Islamic attack primarily without knowing any facts, without knowing any data. All they heard it from Luke's mouth as well, that it was literally just somebody running over people in Liverpool in the parade, right? They automatically presumed it was an Islamic extremist attack, you know, like a terrorist attack, right? Now that goes to show the conditioning, you know what I mean, that people have, and that's a dangerous fucking conditioning, you know what I mean, that people are led to believe that straight away when there's an attack, yeah, it's going to be Muslims to blame, right? And that's something that we need to eradicate. We need to decondition. You know what I mean? So when Luke was talking about de-radicalizing terrorists, well, we got to de-radicalize your fucking mindset when it comes down to you automatically thinking that it's Muslims to blame for any fucking violent attack. You know? So people have to take that into account. Otherwise, you know, honestly, why wouldn't we presume that you're racist? Why wouldn't people presume that you're racist if you're automatically going to presume that it's Muslims to blame for any kind of violent attack that happens in the UK or outside the UK? Crazy. That's my opinion, anyway. I think me and Veli won the argument today. Yeah, big up Veli. Veli's always got the facts, you get me? But yeah, man. When it comes to Luke, Luke definitely lost the argument. And big up Lig as well, man. Lig stood her ground. Like I said, man, Lig literally was talking about peace, yeah, and non-violence. Now, who would you rather support? Somebody who's promoting peace and non-violence, or somebody who's promoting violence and nuclear fucking eradication of, you know what I mean, like millions of people? Literally, who would you support? Because I wouldn't support the latter. Yeah, I would not support the latter. Nuclear bombing fucking people. And he reinstated that fact here today, folks. Yeah, let me remind you. So please, who would you stand by? Somebody who's looking for peace to save human lives? Yeah, women, children, right? Innocent people, right? Or would you rather stand by somebody who just wants to completely eradicate, yeah, a certain area of people because they're Muslim and they might be a potential threat in the future? Crazy. So we know who the racists are. We know who the extreme far right are. All right. So let's not play around, people. All right. If you stand by the latter, all right, understand who you are. Okay. Because that's exactly who you are. You're an extremist. It's a crazy world we live in today, man. Crazy.
Yo, hey, listen. Let me quickly slap that video back, though, man.
Yeah, let's do it. Finish, bro. That was a good video you're playing, you know. Finish it off, bro. Come.
Yeah, man. All right, yeah. Let it play.
2025 is one wrong move, is one moment away from racial riots.
Some members of the far right, the same people who inspired the Southport riots, they were frothing at the mouth. They were waiting for this information to come out.
This is a sovereign country, and I am the sovereign. I am the head of state. So, Donald, back off. It's not going to become the 51st state of the United States of America.
The 53-year-old white British man from the Liverpool area was arrested. We believe him to be the driver of the vehicle. Extensive inquiries are ongoing to establish the circumstances leading up to the collision, and it is vital that people do not speculate or spread misinformation on social media. I know that people will understandably be concerned by what has happened tonight. What I can tell you is that we believe this to be an isolated incident, and we are not currently looking for anyone else in relation to it. The incident is not being treated as terrorism.
That is Jenny Sims, the Assistant Chief Constable of Merseyside Police, last night barely 4 hours after the incident where someone drove into a crowd of Liverpool supporters. It's hard to exaggerate just how exceptional it is for that detail to be given so quickly about an incident. A 53-year-old white British man. The police seem to have learned their lesson from what happened in Southport and the riots that ensued.
But what does it say about Britain in 2025 that the police feel compelled to release the ethnicity of a suspect in an incident like this? Are they simply running from the far right and the toxin they've injected into our politics? Welcome.
Bang. So with the yeah, that's
Was
Lewis
that some
Goodall.
James Bond? Was that some James Bond music going on there at the back?
No, that's the intro music still. That's the intro music still. But like you're saying, yeah. So, like I was trying to tell man earlier, yeah. It's not Irish. You're a lefty. So you're gonna fake that. Like, this is mainstream thinking, isn't it? Like this ain't like it's that you guys on the fringe are the only ones that don't think the same thing that everyone else is thinking right now. You know what I mean? Like, so mad. But yeah, my God, let it play.
To the news agents.
It's John.
It's Lewis.
And I've been watching the parade of Liverpool fans celebrating winning the Premier League, and
Big
it
up
all
Liverpool.
seemed incredibly joyous. And then in a moment, the mood changed. Just after 6 o'clock, around 6 o'clock, a man in a car drives into a crowd of people, reverses, drives again, and you think, what on earth is unfolding? And of course, a number of people have been injured. A number of children have been injured, some of them seriously. A major incident was declared.
Yeah, and look, it is, given the nature of what happened, and there was a lot of very graphic social media footage out there. If any of you have seen it, you'll know what I mean when I say that I think it is nothing short of a minor.
No, see, it's like, do we really fucking have to explain what they've literally just said there? They saying that the reason that they think that the police gave out the details of the suspect so abruptly was so that people on the far right are not able to make up rumours to turn it into some sort of race riot like what happened in Southport.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. It's exactly what it is. Man.
So it's like any sort of not understanding what they're saying or whatever is that. What are you listening to? What are you hearing when these people speak? It's crazy, isn't it? Imagine, yeah, we're all listening to the same things, you know, but we hear different things. How does that happen?
Yeah, like I said, it's the presumptions that interest me more than anything. And again, I always go back to the fact that people are conditioned to think the way they're thinking, you know. So, you know, and I blame that on the mainstream media and also, you know, other kind of media outlets like the Tommy Robinson movement and so on and so forth, you know. So yeah, I think they're all to blame for that, this social conditioning of people's mindsets.
You know what, yeah? Like I said, with the other thing in it, yeah, there was a time where a bin would have blown up somewhere and the first thing on anyone's mind would have been IRA in it. Yeah.
100.
Even if you wasn't anti-Irish and blah 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 blah. So people having a speculation on what they think happened. Everyone's allowed to do that. That's not the issue. And that's not even the point that these guys are trying to point out, or that I was even trying to make, or what. It's the people that are waiting for information or tragedies to happen where it involves an ethnic minority, that they are able to spin the story to make it into some sort of a race riot.
But let me
Those are the
pause you
people that
there.
they're saying that. Wait, hold on. Those are the people that they're talking about when they're saying is the reason why they gave out the information so quick.
Right. So
So
let me pause you.
anyone that's trying to do that sort of stuff there wasn't going to be able to, because even if they had started, once they'd given out that sort of information, yeah, that would have quelled their racially charged arguments,
Yeah.
or religiously charged arguments.
you know what I'm saying? Unless like you're saying that the
I
other guy
think
did there.
I think when it comes down to literally like people in the 90s and so on, right? Like in those times where the IRA were basically, doing those kind of attacks, right? The only information available to them was from the mainstream media. The only information. All you had was newspapers. All you had was the news, you know what I mean, on
Yeah, but they used to
TV.
do things
That
like
was,
call it in, innit? So they used to give like this warning call where they've
yeah.
left their calling card, innit? We've put out a bomb at so and so place that's gonna
Right.
go off at blah
But
blah
then
blah.
that information would be put out there by, again, you know what I mean, the mainstream media or the newspapers, right? It wouldn't be by any other, stream of media. That was it. That's all we had. Whereas today we have literally multiple different fucking avenues of media, right, coming through. So therefore, right, there is really and truly no excuse for these people on the far right that are literally, you know what I mean, handed down, like a bit of media from certain groups of people. You're either choosing to just listen to, certain bits of media because you've got lots of different avenues today. You got literally different platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and so on and so forth, right? There are so many different avenues you can look at, and different streamers, different news outlets, right? Not just the mainstream, right? You got other independent media outlets you can look at. So there is no excuse today in 2025 where people can say, they were coerced and they just, But I will sympathize with those people, because I think of them as just being simple, and being
Like
and
basically, yeah. Another point that Lewis Goodall made, yeah. Sorry to cut you, cuz here. Another point that Lewis Goodall was making was that the state of racial relations today is that things are so fragile at the moment that all it does is take for the ethnicity of a criminal to not match or to match one of the narrative pushers agenda for things to be able to kick off like that. Car, I'm not too sure, yeah, but maybe not so long ago in the year 2000, I'm not 100% sure that something like that would have been able to take place if someone had committed a crime of whatever ethnicity or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Like people would have just been pissed on as a wrong one.
Yeah, it's really
And
interesting
not try
because,
to
like, if
just attack anyone that's doesn't look English in their opinion.
yeah, I mean, generally speaking, I mean, even if you look at different ethnic minorities, like you look at the Sikh people, for example, right, and Muslim people, there's been an ancient feud that has been happening over, like, a few centuries, right, over hundreds of years, and that's still prevalent today. But when it comes down to it, you saw in the recent Pakistan and India, attacks that had happened, right, between Pakistan and India, where a lot of the Sikh people were literally pro Pakistan, right? Because of how they were mistreated by, and they don't trust the Indian government, in that regard. So, like, there is a massive, and when it comes to any attacks that might have occurred in India, especially in the Punjab region where the Sikhs predominantly are, right? It was very, very speculative as to who actually, probably dropped a bomb there or who done the attack there. Was it the Indian government or was it the Pakistanis? Because the Pakistanis have absolutely nothing to gain by attacking the Sikh people when the Sikh people are being mistreated by the Indian government. You know what I mean? So, like, it's just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, we got to
Yeah, I'm
use our
saying,
common
yeah,
sense.
like the one of the points that he's making in that regard is that how hypocritical and now racially biased people have become is that someone of English ethnicity is gonna commit said crime, and the man them are just gonna brush past it or whatever. But if it's someone of selected ethnicity that we can stir up bullshit against, the man them are gonna use it in the other direction. Right now, wearing a fucking knife edge cuts car, let
I wouldn't say
one of the
so.
criminals, one of the ethnic criminals, commit a heinous crime or whatever, that could be the touch paper that would start a fucking another
See,
Southall race riot.
I mean, I personally wouldn't say so. I mean, I think it's a very fucking obvious fact that the majority of the people that are on the watch list, right, are people on the far right as opposed to being Muslim extremists, right? So the far right are obviously going to claim against that and try to oppose that view. But I mean, we're more concerned. I mean, who are the bigger threat in this country?
How does that
Is
go
the
against
far
what
right.
I'm saying? How does that go against what I'm saying?
I mean, freaking, do you want
I'm
to
saying you
just
disagree with what I said, yeah, and then you made a whole different point.
I mean, I thought it was
You
in
hear me?
relation. I mean, do you want
I
to?
said,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can hear you. Yeah, go on.
Nah, my point was, yeah. All right, listen to the point, yeah. My point was that the police are having such a fucking stakeout right now, yeah, that they are willing to, or making sure that they give out the ethnicity of the committing the crime to quell the far right narratives, to stop there being another race riot like the same thing like what happened in South.
Yeah.
That's why they're giving out the information
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the
That's
assailant so quick.
that's obvious.
But again,
But like, I'm
God
trying to
help the
relate it.
police
Yeah.
and the fucking people of whichever area it is,
Yeah.
if an incident happens, a heinous incident happens, and it happens to be someone of an ethnic persuasion, with access scapegoat to use
Let me know when I can cut in a minute, please, Val.
race riot or racial holy war or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, go on,
Boy.
cut him, Baz. I mean, I
what's
kind of, I still feel that my point was kind of
Kind of,
relevant, and it was in relation. But go on,
Just
Baz.
a quick question for
No,
you,
but you
Trilla.
said you disagree with what I was saying.
I didn't say I did disagree. I just mentioned something in relation. But go on, Baz.
I just have a quick question for you. Someone in the chat is what's the word I'm looking for? Applauding, basically, or lauding your bravery in some video where you've confronted someone or something. And I'm not aware of this,
Bro,
so could
why
you
are you
elaborate on it?
listening to fucking making up where Trilla's gassing so fucking made him look like he was fucking.
Is it just me, Triller, or is Veli's mic cutting in and out bad?
No, his mic's cutting out bad. But I'll be back in like, give me 5 minutes, Baz. I'll be back.
Hold on,
Yeah,
could you answer the question before you go?
Yeah, I just told you. I said I just told you. His mic is cutting out. That's what you asked me. Yeah?
No, that wasn't the question. Someone who's lauding your bravery for confronting someone in the chat. What is it they're talking about?
Who are you talking about specifically? What happened?
I can't remember who it was in the comments, but they're saying there was a video of you confronting. I can't remember what he said with it, whether it be a would-be terrorist or some bollocks like that. I don't know. I don't think they said would-be terrorist, but they said that you were brave.
I'm a little bit unaware, but can you hold it up for like 3-4 minutes, bro? I'll be back in a minute. Yeah?
I can't because I can't see the comments, so I'm just be.
I gotta go use the loo, bitch. All right, I'll be back in a couple minutes. Fucking hell, calm down.
Well, I'll just be sitting here in silence. I can't see the
silence.
comments.
Fucking talk to the fucking chat, you dickhead.
I can't see the comments. How many times?
Oh my god, why can't you see the chat?
On my phone, and I've joined StreamYard. It only shows me and you there. It doesn't show the chat.
So you got private and you got comments on the right hand corner. Can you see that?
I can see comments on the right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So chat to the chat. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Yeah.
All right. If anyone has anything to ask me, I'll happily answer.
Entertain them. Just talk shit to them. Yeah, they love you for it.
Well, hey Luke, get on the panel. Leaving me to entertain the chat. What the fuck? Oh, you as well, Den Tarrigan. I haven't spoke to you in ages. You jump on the panel.
Yo, hey, my bad. Hear me
It's
now,
alright.
yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Yeah. What was you saying?
Not much clearer now. I was just saying to some people in the chat, jump on, because it was just dead water with just me there on my own, you know.
Yeah. I don't listen to that other dude, yeah. That's actually just a troll account that's just chatting shit about sure looks like some superhero. I was doing this, that, and the other. He's just going,
Well, I was curious. I was hoping it was true. I wanted the story.
Well, yeah, sorry, mate, to let you down, mate. That's not true.
I'm disappointed.
Don't you know that it's not true? Thriller will not come and save you.
I need a hero.
I need a Squidward.
I need a Triller. Nah.
What? I said the Jack
Patsy
millionaire.
just asked me, am I a Liverpool supporter? No, Patsy, I'm not. And how very dare you? The majority of Liverpool supporters come from Scandinavia and anywhere except for Liverpool. The majority of actual Liverpool folk support Everton. You go to the Everton Stadium, you'll see nothing except for Scousers. When I go to the stadium, I just see my friends who I went to school with and stuff, and I barely even recognise them, but they recognise me because I still look the fucking same. And get chatting. If you go to the Liverpool Stadium,
oh man, shut up, Baz, man.
You can barely even get a fucking seat for a start. You have to have a fucking waiting list for years to get a Liverpool season ticket. Years and years. What do you mean? Shut up, Velly. That's a fact.
That's what I mean, mate.
Shut up. Hey, no, God, carry on, bro.
Oh, that's it. I'll finish what I was saying. Badmarsh, you're saying sorry for what happened in my city. I mean, I'm sorry too. Thankfully, it hasn't affected me. Thankfully, I know that's fucking proper selfish. I suppose that's one of the good points that I don't get out my fucking house much. Name, Dwayne Jones, no, not particularly. Roughly half an hour drive. Roughly. Give or take with the traffic, you know.
It's gonna cut off. So I'm done, man. Say back on. No, we ain't back on Friday. Still, we're back not next week. Which one? No.
I think he said he's going to cut the stream off now. So okay, well, I'll say goodbye. Peace. Have a good day, people. If anyone else goes live, see you over there, I suppose.